gets this right back, Charlie, definitely.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like. Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like. Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like. Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Come on, Ian. People deluded, I'm back again. If you're on Twitch or on YouTube, appreciative of all of you lot tuned in. It's Manchester City derby. It's Manchester City versus Manchester United. It's the FA Cup final. As an Arsenal fan, we're renting this out for a year. You lot know me, I always want to win this competition in particular. We're coming back for this next year, but between Manchester City, who could complete a treble, and probably a bit of an extra pinch of salt, forgive me if I'm wrong, as it's not the first Manchester derby in an FA Cup final, if not definitely in my lifetime. City are chasing the treble, which Man United are historically known for, among a bunch of other Premier League titles and things like that. You've got Rashford in the red, you've got Foden and Cole on the bench in the in blue. So fight for the City essentially. You know, and obviously Haaland might be a City player, but he's got a bit of Leeds blood, so I'm sure Leeds fans will be probably cheering on for City. I don't really care who wins. If Man United win, which I think they are going to do 2-1 with Rashford scoring one of them, magic of the FA Cup and that. If City win, I don't really care. If United win, I don't really care. Selfishly, I don't really know. I don't know City fans. I've got United supporting brethren and they're flexing their Casio watch that League Cup. Could you imagine Ten Hag in his first year, Champions League football, League Cup and FA Cup? They won't shut up about anything. You've got Ortega, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Akanji, Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, who could be playing his last few games for City if he doesn't sign a new deal. It is the battle of the Baldies between Pep Guardiola and Eric Ten Hag, but you have Gundogan, Haaland and Grealish. You know, for Man United, you've got De Gea, the informed Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof, Shaw, Casemiro, Fred, Ericsson, Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, and local boy Marcus Rashford. He also spent time as a kid at City. Ortega's kind of short for a keeper, you know, just clocked. Hopefully he does his thing. Shout out Daniel, who I've met in the flesh. Hey, bro, how's you, sir? I'm good, man, and I hope you and everyone's doing better. Appreciate you for liking and sharing. And obviously, we're an Arsenal fan as well. You've said City might win, but with football, you never know. Magic of the FA Cup, bro. You've seen crazier things happen. I look back to, well, recently we beaten Chelsea in both cup finals, but in particular, I look back to when we had Holding and Mertesacker. Now, I'll be honest, as an Arsenal fan, I didn't have any confidence in that final, but magic of the FA Cup and weirder things have happened. We've seen Wigan beat Manchester City. We've seen Leicester beat Chelsea in FA Cup. This is a crazy competition, shamelessly as an Arsenal fan, because we've won it a lot of times. In many ways, this is bigger than the Champions League. This is the oldest cup competition in the land, in the world. You know, it's as old as football. It's a beautiful day for football, man. And there's a lot of things going on in London. You've got the Beyonce concert. Obviously, I live near the Spurs Stadium. They're already out here. You've got Burner Boy. You've obviously got the FA Cup. You've got tube strikes. It's crazy. So, yeah, hopefully it's a good game of football. We've got 5 minutes until kickoff. I actually put a bet on United to win 2-1. But saying that, if I had different money to bet, I probably would put it on City as a sure banker. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw Pep in his suit, but seems to have got his hoodie on, never missing an opportunity to advertise that brand. So, yeah, let me know your predictions as well. Manchester City 3, Manchester United 1. I do think this is done in 90 minutes. It would be fitting that obviously this progresses to extra time and ultimately penalties, which is the cruelest way. You know, our boy Bukayo Saka, 2 boys that are starting today in Rashford and obviously Sancho, they know exactly how cruel a penalty shootout can be. which is peak. Ten Hag suited and Pep just in a hoodie. He looked like he was in earlier. He looked like he was in a suit, but he's in a hoodie. I mean, Pep's used to this, man. Pep's probably looking around like I was at the stadium when I won the Champions League. Like, this ain't really nothing. He's probably not, you know, Ten Hag's won some trophies, but he's a newcomer, isn't it? I think he's been here, worn the t-shirt. I just want to see a good game of football. I want to see, as a neutral, I want to see a good game of football. I want to see how both teams react to conceding. I want to see how whichever team scores first, how both teams react to not only scoring or conceding first. I do want to see a bit of controversy, a bit of dodgy refereeing decisions, a bit like the Europa League final. And obviously, thoughts are with Mr. Taylor's family away from football. It should never get like that. But it was away from that or indirectly with that. It was obviously nice to see the Jose Mourinho car park memes. On the topic of Manchester City, Fabrizio Romano, people, has literally just tweeted, Kovacic and Man City personal terms agreement is close, as revealed days ago. More will follow next week. Nothing has changed despite reports. So it does look like they're getting a player in Kovacic, and he probably fits City system like a glove. I mean, he's played for Inter Milan, you played for Real Madrid. You don't play for them teams there if you're not lit, really. So it's a great day out. One has to wonder, why is it, as much as, well, I'm not at the game, so I don't care. And obviously London is the capital. And I'm kind of reaching with this, but, you know, these are two northern clubs. Could they have potentially played it somewhere more northern? Obviously, you're not going to play it at the Etihad. You're not going to play it at Old Trafford. Very doubtful as to if Liverpool would even let that run. No clue where you'd play it. You know, I'm pretty sure in my early years, I'm only 28, might not look it, but I'm pretty sure in my early years, this was played in Cardiff. Well, there's definitely been FA Cup finals played in Cardiff, so I don't know why that's not a thing anymore. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. Big up, Brush. Best of luck to the Man City fans and United fans tuned in. Bruno Fernandes assist, Rashford scoring. Rashford anytime. Do you know what? I went 2-1 United. I should have done goal scorers. I should have said Haaland, Grealish, Rashford. Just anyone that's got any ties to being British. Sly Stones as well. De Gea is going to have to be at the top of his game. As a neutral, I'm pretty sure United fans would have loved to have had Lisandro Martinez, their best centre-back available. But it is what it is. As an Arsenal fan who's seen us rock up with Monreal centre-back, no disrespect to Monreal, Mertesacker, who was past it, and obviously Rob Holding, stranger things have happened in football. Football matches are not won on paper. Now, if you was to talk to all the analysts and the journalists and the football experts and all these things, you know, and you weighed up the percentages, near enough everybody is probably going with Man City. Some of the family members of the United players are probably going with City. But you're here, you're here because you earned it, and football's won on a pitch. What I would say to both teams, which I can't tell any of these players or Ten Hag or Pep anything about football, just have no regrets. If you lose, obviously it's gonna hurt and things, but have no regrets. Know that you gave everything out there, and if you're a striker, you're not saying to yourself, I could have been brave, or if you're a centre back, maybe I could have taken authority. Just have no regrets and play like you'll never play in the game again. I know as football fans, definitely if you support City and probably with United of a certain age, it's not that we belittle the FA Cup, but people kind of look down on this. If it's not Prem, if it's not champs, people don't really want to hear any of this, people. But for these footballers, you can't guarantee in your career, obviously City is City, United is United, but you can't guarantee you'll be playing in cup finals again. How many footballers actually play in finals out of all of them that are active in the Premier League, for example? How many of them win an FA Cup or Premier Champs? These are the moments that both teams aspire for. This is the moments you probably dream of. And as a local lad like Rashford, I know United or City, they probably got the champagne on ice and going out somewhere in London. Sancho, you should be the wingman of the century tonight. You should have all the joints. Boxpark is right there. You just got to flash the roll yourself, jaded. It's free game. Pep Guardiola's taking off his hoodie already. Is he feeling the heat? Who knows? Ten Hag's taking off his blazer. Can't lie, Ten Hag's looking dapper still. Let me hold that watch, bro. Don't even know where it is, but I know it's more money than I've ever seen. Grealish gonna cook. And I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen his tweets are resurfacing about, I'm not sure on the year, but he wanted Man United to win the Premier, not City. How ironic when things work out like this, eh? Wonder if he still feels the same way. And big up my guy, Riley Wren, because he's at the game. Make sure United win is all I say to you. Why am I nervous? I got nothing to do with the game. So I wonder how the players feel. Is it the Poznan that the City, while City fans didn't create it with the greatest respect they've become synonymous with? It looks like a good atmosphere. United fans cheering. I'm pretty sure City have won the coin toss and they'll kick off. Gundogan's in the centre circle. City on the verge of greatness. Won the Premier League again. Have a Champions League final to think about. Can't think beyond today. Could obviously win an FA Cup. And we're off, people. Manchester Derby settings. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Big up the magic of the FA Cup, but City are too fake. It's true. Haaland competing early doors. Kevin De Bruyne tries to win it. Lindelof wins it. It's a chance already. Oh! That has to be the quickest goal in FA Cup history. Is the captain Gundogan. Already, blink and you miss it. Some people have probably not even got their beers. It's a fantastic strike from a fantastic player. Mikel Arteta, get on the phone. Get on the phone. He's a free agent. Come and join us. What a hit. Already, Lindelof looked like he was in trouble. Early doors, 0-0, boys. As I always say, spare a thought for the managers. You work on something all week and the goal's conceded. If I'm honest, Man United made a mess of that. It's a simple goal kick into the channels from Ortega. The header's won. Kevin De Bruyne is chasing. Lindelof has not taken authority. It's a half-hearted clearance from him. 9 times out of 10, that comes to nothing. But City are fake. Wayne Rooney and Paul Scholes alike would be proud of that strike from Gundogan. A fantastic strike from a fantastic player in red hot form. It's a lovely volley. Struck it sweet. Sweeter than fresh jerk chicken. Oh, my God. 0-0, boys. Game in our hands. Varane dyed his hair. It's peak. What a start. Lindelof geeing up the troops. Boy, you've never could. This is where you're going to need the experience of whatever you say. De Gea, Casemiro, Varane, etc. You've never been a goal down before. Boy, it's like they say in boxing, everyone's got a plan till you get smacked in the face. A minute into this Champions League, into this FA Cup final, City are winning. That has to be the quickest goal I've seen in my lifetime in an FA Cup. And I'm sure Grealish remembers because I was at Wembley when he was at Villa. And obviously Arsenal rocked up here and absolutely battered them. That's the best FA Cup I've been to, FA Cup final. Hull wasn't like that because I was sat in the Hull stands and we went to go down. It's like Arsenal. We knew he was going to beat Aston Villa. We knew it was like Nottingham Forest, respectfully to them, who beat us, but at home, or Wolves recently. We just knew he was going to win. Diaz. Akanji. Can Haaland hold it up? Haaland's done well against Varane. Surely that's a foul. Is it a foul? Ref has said play on. That's one way to stop. That is one way to stop him. Baggy touch from Jadon Sancho, who's also playing against his former team. I was just logging on. Crazy. I don't know if it'll be a slapping. In many ways, it's going to sound mad. Scoring first or conceding first could be the best or worst thing that ever happens to you. The ball's been knocked into Haaland. Lindelof's in trouble. He does well, but Haaland keeps hold of it. Jack Grealish. And that's the thing. City just need to play their normal game. They've got the lead at some point. If it remains like this, United are going to have to attack them. They just need to play their normal game. That's a childhood dream sort of goal. And that's someone that has scored a stunner myself. I know how it feels. Them goals make you don't make them. Kevin De Bruyne, Fred cannot stop him. So poor pass, ref played advantage. It wasn't that free kick to City. City fans have a lot of room for celebration. Game over, you know. Boy. My guy Aruri on TV, Relly Ren, make sure you answer your phones. Make sure, because you see you lot, even though you ain't finished ahead of Arsenal in a long time, too many times in the last 10 years, even though you are right to banter us about botting the league, you lot have more chat for us, and we finished above you. And again, not you lot, but the United friends that I have in my personal life, they can give it, but they can't take it. So just know if you don't win, which I put money down on you lot to win 2-1, you know, which you can still do. Make sure your phones are on. Kevin De Bruyne whips in the set piece. Oh, and the camera angle almost had me. Inches, that's what C said. Rodri wide. And again, for United to go to the next level, I've said this, Ten Hag is doing some great stuff. But for me, defensively, a bit like Arsenal, which United have kept more clean sheets, neither team defends well enough if you want to win serious honours. Because that goal shouldn't have been nothing. Yes, you're never going to really see that it's a fantastic strike by Gundogan, but the things that led to it, it's ultimately been a long goal kick and Lindelof not taking authority. Nearly 2. I didn't even get to blink and it's 1-0. Gundogan again clutching the final stage of the season. Always let me know your thoughts. If you are Gundogan, yeah, and let's just assume they either do the Gundogan. What a strike it was. Let's just assume they do the double or the treble minimum, yeah, which everything's still thingy. Would you sign a new deal? If you're Gundogan, would you sign a new deal at City or would you leave? Because I probably would want to stay, but I might think, you know, I've been in the Prem. I've kind of completed, well, I have completed everything there is in the Prem and then some. I would have won a champs. Maybe let me go Spain and that. Gundogan just sent, I believe, Bernardo Silva. It could be Casemiro. The camera angle's not nice for a bagel there. Kyle Walker finds Kevin De Bruyne. He's found Jonathan Stones in the box here. What can he do? Holds it up well, finds Kevin, whip City from Kevin. Lindelof heads out. But again, United, what's going on? It's straight to a City player. Fred fighting in there. Do you know what? Fred didn't win it, but someone needed to put a foot in. I don't even care about United like that, but like, how much fans? God knows how much it costs to get a ticket, travel from up north. Like, the least you could do is be competent, innit? Don't be shook. Diaz, Gundogan, first misplaced pass from Gundogan. Bernardo Silva's trying to do things above his pay grade. And Bruno Fernandes, apologies. Grealish shanked it. Not known for his goal scoring, but City have started very well. Lindelof, you're wet. Why are you just watching the ball? United on ropes early, close to a second for City. If I'm Gundogan and Barca want me, I'm doing a good 2-3 years in Spain. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, surely there's no better time to go out on the top. Like Sir Alex Ferguson, to quote United, kind of went out on the top. Pep kind of leaves teams at the top. One thing that did harm Arsene Wenger, probably. What happened there? Sorry, people. Don't know what happened there. But as I was saying, step out at the right time. Like Wenger should have stepped down a long time ago. But surely the best time to go out is when you're on top. I know you don't want to stay past your sell-by date, essentially. You see it with managers all the time. Yeah, man, it seems like there's some issues there. Apologies. And yet, for me, United need to upgrade on De Gea without a doubt. Without a doubt. No disrespect to the guy, but from what I see as a non-United fan, Ten Hag's trying to play progressive football out from the back. You can't do that. They need a midfielder or two. Casemiro's good, but if he's injured, suspended, or needs a rest, you're relying on the McTominays and Freds. Respectfully, there's a massive drop-off. I think they need another 8 like Eriksen. What the hell is going on? They don't want us. They don't want us to have a stream, people. I might have to just connect with my phone, man. This is jarring. Ortega. People are criticizing Ortega playing. It's not really that deep, is it? When you're him, United have to take some shots. Christian Eriksen, who is another ex-Spurs player who has left and picked up trophies with United and Inter Milan, respectively. Haaland, bravery from him. Bernardo Silva. That's too easy, Jaden. Fortunately, his teammates have won it back. Fred. Do you know what? Fred's done a lot better than a lot of United players. Bruno Fernandes. It's to Jadon Sancho. Can he take on Kyle Walker? Go on, Josh Denzel. Finds Bruno Fernandes. Bruno finds Eriksen. Gives it back. This is positive by United. But look at the sea of blue shirts. Weak shot by United. Cleared by City. But that's positive. Lindelof beats Haaland in the air. Why? Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka makes a run. That's a lovely pass. What's the touch saying? Decent touch out to Wan-Bissaka. Finds Fred to Casemiro. Better passage of play. Casemiro puts it into the box. Probably wishing on the star there. And it looked like Bruno's offside. I don't know what he's moaning about. Bro, this ain't fair. City can play short and go long into Haaland. They have so many ways to play. Pep's a bad boy, innit? Bad boy. No, do you know how Kalash you have to be to concede in first? It's Kalash, bro. It's the wrong time to do it. And what I would say, take nothing away from Gundogan's goal. Nothing away from his quality and how City. But from a United perspective, it's too easy. It's too easy. It's shambolic. No one's really challenging. It's a half-hearted thing. Now, obviously, when you start a game of football, you want to get your first touch. You're trying to do those things, but it was meaty. Not acceptable. Ortega. City are a complete team. Chasing against City is a nightmare. You'd rather score first and hope that you're able to hold on and catch them on the break. But even that, I think the best way to play City, kind of like Brentford, you are going to have to take some punches, but you have to just say, F it, like, we're going to try and attack you. You're sitting back. You don't really see in football anyways, teams, it's not really as frequent, teams just holding on for 90 minutes after an early lead. I think the best way is to just say, F it. Even games City won. And that's why I'm kind of vexed with Arsenal not really being competitive against City. Because even games they've won, like, or got positive points, like Crystal Palace and that, they put up a fight. But Bernardo Silva, always get mixed up with Bruno and Bernardo play. Don't know why. Big up yourself, Duke. I'm good, man. Hoping United can win so we can end our season on a proper high. Bro, you could be proud of your season. Champions League and a trophy. But if you get 2 and Champions League, brownie points. Ball out to Kevin De Bruyne didn't quite work. And the scary thing I'd say for United is City are starting the better of the sides, but they're not in full swing yet. They ain't almost smashed the coffee. They ain't in full swing yet. They're not. They're just getting started to this. Big up everybody tuned in as well, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. Make sure you're following. Goal kick Lindelof to De Gea. De Gea's gone long. See, this is the silly thing. City will press the hell out of you, but there's no. You have to start workhorse if you're going to play like that consistently. That's not a strength of Rashford, Sancho's, or Bruno, who's unofficially started kind of out wide. This is why United need a 30 number 9. Again, to relate to my football club, Arsenal, Jesus can hold up the ball and stuff, but it's not really what I would say is that we would do with another number 9 if you need a focal point. As you can see, Eriksen, Bruno, even Sancho and Rashford, they're all taking it in turns to occupy the front 4 positions. Akanji finds Diaz. Gundogan. It's just two different qualities of team, man. That's no excuse, and to be honest, as much as I have admiration for City, it feels like everything just turns into a massive think piece about them and the greatest in the world, not to be sour, but it is that, in it. Just two different teams. Rance must be delighted the team he's been celebrating all season about to win the treble. I don't know what that means, but as far as I know, Rance is a United fan. Speaking of United, big up Rance though, man. No slack, Rance slander. Fouls given against. Really, I just need to see that again because I don't know how Casemiro's won that. Has he won that, or has that been given to City? It looked like Akanji was the worst off there. First Haaland winning the header, then Kevin De Bruyne winning the other header. City all about the 50-50. Exactly. That's what people forget, you know. As much as Pep is a great manager and it's all kind of complex, he's very simple, you know. Oh, I get it now. He's a very simple man, you know. He talks about defending. He talks about being competitive. His man management, in fact, his ability to galvanize the troops, a bit like Jose Mourinho, is second to none. Like, I can't lie, that looked like a very bad tackle from Casemiro. Probably fortunate that he's not been booked as a minimum there. To beat City, be compact on defense, get the ball to the wings to isolate fullbacks, get runners into the box, press their backline and take your chances. City will give you chances, but you have to believe. Free kicks in Man United's favour. That's crazy. I think the refs got that one. Bruno Fernandes. City are just forcing them backwards without really trying. It's gone into Varane. Varane's tried to give it into Ambasaka. He's never winning that. Akanji's trying to shepherd it out of possession. Successfully does that. Goal kick to Manchester City. Once again. So yeah, man. Can't really beat this. That goal is just about effort on the first and second balls. United didn't want it. They had more than one chance to stop the goal. Exactly. Like, I feel sorry for De Gea got buried. Like, I don't think you could ask questions of the goalie. Like, by all means, keepers need to be held accountable. But your keepers are literally described as your last line of defense. So for me, I've always had the mentality, before I ask a question of a keeper, what else is going on? And you've already explained it perfectly. Shout yourself, Manny. Kyle Walker. Bernardo Silva. Goes to Ortega. Ortega punches it forward. And this is where you're talking about going long. Haaland up against Varane. Neither man able to win that. Lindelof. Shaky pass by Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka makes it look decent. He goes to De Gea. De Gea. Has he gifted that back to City? Bruno Fernandes is in trouble there. I think United have just got away with that. Christian Eriksen, he's tried to play it to the left-hand channel. It's been cut out. But United still have possession. Luke Shaw. Haven't said too much with Luke Shaw. They need to get their fullbacks involved a lot more, man. A lot more. And United could be in here. Rashford, he's on his own, though. He's isolated. Marcus Rashford, he's done very well. He's done very well to find Jadon Sancho. At least have a shot. Jadon Sancho running into a blind alley. Rashford still fighting. That's poor. Rashford did very well there. Casemiro does very well. Again, Sancho. Just unfortunate there, Man United is back here with Gundogan. Grealish. Ooh, Gundogan put him in trouble. Grealish, but he couldn't get the ball off him in the phone box. Serious tackle. I'm a fan of that. Bruno Fernandes. I can't lie. I do think that should be a Man United throw-in. I don't know if Bruno's just trying to call for it, but it did look like it came off a City man. Maybe the camera angle done me. It's a City throw. If City didn't have Haaland, Arsenal win the title, players make the difference. I mean, for the last few years, they've been winning it without it, but it does make the difference. And they defend better. Do you ball up DG? Why? Well, you're going to have to explain that one, Lobo. City players are genuinely physical free. Exactly. Juicing. Kyle Walker. Gundogan. I hope you're at the ground. I hope Pep gave you some tickets. Gundogan, let's chat to you at half time, at full time. Do your celebrations. Let's talk, man. London's a nice place to live, you know. Nice place. Money's not as nice as London. What's your mate Alvarez saying? Just give me a phone call with Alvarez, man. I'll convince him to do this Arsenal thing. I'm gassing. You're better than Haaland, you know. You just need a platform. Come join this Arsenal thing. Promise you. Just force a move. You're better than him. Trust me, you're better than him. You won the World Cup. You ain't done that. Shameless. Speaking of Haaland never a foul. Ref, that's soft. Look at the size of the lad. Good foul to win by Haaland for Haaland and City, to be honest. I think that's a bit soft. Man said, tell Gundogan we got palm trees in North London. Thoughts on the links with Xavi Simmons? I think he's one that I would take. He ties in with what we're trying to do as a football club. I don't think he immediately takes us up to another level. I'm not sure on the credibility of it, but he's more than welcome. Very good play. He showed in the 2 games against us in the Europa. Probably the game he was the better at was at their place. And obviously, he's seen Noni sign for Chelsea, he's seen Gakpo go Liverpool, Ruud van Nistelrooy's gone. He's had a great year. Ball Haaland, hey! Would that have been offside? Inches. Once again, that's what she said. Ponytail Viking, Haaland would have been in. This guy is scary, man. I would not want to play against Haaland. Can't do anything. He's fast, he's physical, people don't really pick up on it, but he's on a rattler, he's a rattler. He's on a madness. Gundogan tries to flick it on Wan-Bissaka. That touch is going to get you in trouble. He's got him out of that, actually. Bruno Fernandes punches it into Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho up against Akanji Myth. Sorry, apologies, Kyle Walker. They think Mount is going to solve their problems. Harsh, man. Kush, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Shout, man. That's what you say in Toronto. Big up the Canadian ones, but that's a bit of an odd term, don't you think? That's crazy. That is crazy. I can't lie. That is, you lot do your thing, but that is crazy. So you say to your brethren, what? Do you want to ball up? Why? Scary. We got you lot. Don't free kick to Manchester United. Must admit, did think it, United are starting to go into the game. To be honest, it's just a pity for them that they're going to go down. I must admit, I did think it was going to be a lot closer. I definitely couldn't have seen a goal inside a minute. David De Gea, but again, for Ten Hag to go to the next level, United, he needs to play. You either need a number 9 or you need a keeper. A bit like Ortega is better with his feet than De Gea. United can't go long. It's not going to work. You might get the one opportunity, but it can't work. Rashford will win a couple of them, but it's not a strength of his. So they're not really trying to play short. They're going long. You're just giving it back to City. Anyone who's played Sunday League and played a team that's better than yours and with great players, when you ain't got the ball, it's tiring, Especially, and when you win it, you give it away again. It's like doing bleed tests and that. Ortega finds Diaz. It's too much of a fun day out for the City players. Plenty of time on the ball. The weather's nice. I'm sure the fans, them are making bare noise. They've seen a banger go in. For City, if it stays like this, just be professional. Keep doing what you're doing, and the FA Cup's theirs. If you don't, then there's issues. Manchester City in possession. Already beginning to trolling people, but something's telling me be humble, be humble. Haaland is getting deep though. Do you remember when people said the City were better without Haaland? Crazy. I know a lot of you were saying like, like stop being silly, but do you remember the Community Shield? Ironically, I'm sure it was at Wembley. They sat there and said, "Oh, he's going to struggle here." 30 goals later, Haaland wins another free kick. And I think even Haaland's improved as a player. I've said this before. Obviously, Haaland's a goal man. You're going to be judged on goals. But if you look at his first couple of games at City to obviously the season we've just done, his hold-up plays a lot better. He's a bit more involved. And that's, again, learning under Pep Guardiola at his age. It's crazy. I really respect Haaland's development, man. He was at Salzburg, wherever he was, done his Dortmund thing. going to football university, or better yet, football university to do a master's degree with Pep Guardiola. Everything you think you know about football, that man's going to flip it all on its head as he does with all the players. And then, yeah. And as you can see, Kevin and Haaland out of possession, you know, they're pressing in the 2 and they're standing in the half channels to kind of discourage De Gea from, even though he's shook, to play short. And then they know once it goes into the channels, they're fast, they're strong, they're aggressive. Of course, Sancho and Rashford could spring them on a couple of occasions. But yeah, De Gea has been poor so far. A bit harsh. He got buried for the goal. Nothing he could do. He's kicking, isn't it? I just think De Gea is playing like Harry Newley plays. Great play from Haaland. Great strength from Haaland. And he's funded it over the bar. And he's doing, pardon me, held off like 3-4 players. This guy is an animal, man. Absolute animal. This guy, bro, like even his first touch, his dodgy part, he just like save. I'm away. 3-4 United players couldn't get next to him. Fortunately for United, his bearings are just wrong. It's gone over. Both of his best performances have come against us, where he's been brilliant overall, just not scoring. Bro, the thing with Arsenal is that you can't, like, when we was in the tunnel, we didn't believe. City away was one of the worst performances for me as a fan. Not because we lost. Because, again, you look at half-time, go and look at that watch-along. City versus Arsenal away. And I said we look shook in the tunnel. And I just wanted us to be fearless. If you lose to City, so what? But don't go down like some pussycats. Fred. Eriksen loses it. But United still have it. Boy, this ain't football, man. Scary to think Haaland hasn't even hit his prime. It's scary. I mean, there will obviously be a footballer that nobody is checking for. He might not even know that will be thrown into the debate of being the best ever, or Ballon d'Or shouts, or whatever it'll be at the time. But, you know, you look at Haaland, you look at Mbappe, you look at Vinicius. The future looks bright, man. I would say Pedri in there as well. But in a day and age where it's all about goals, assists, and like you could be rubbish for 85 minutes, but if you make the difference in 90, the narrative changes. I don't know. Pedri will always be a beautiful footballer and an artist, but I don't know if he'll ever get that praise. Fantastic touch and strength by Kevin De Bruyne. It's 3 against 3. Haaland to his right. Doesn't go for Haaland. Is he going to shape for the shot? Doing too much. Ultimately ran out of space and options. And United look to counter-attack here. But again, that's horrible from Wan-Bissaka anyways. Rashford's making a terrible pass look half decent. Tried to strength Diaz. I thought that was a United corner, but it hasn't worked. But again, United are not getting enough numbers forward. They're adding Kovacic to this. Something has to be done, man. We ain't got a chance unless City get hit with a Rico case. It's over. Unless City have an off day or off season, it's over. In fact, I won't even say that. I think City will still be City. I think everybody has to wait till Pep goes. They'll still have it. I don't think the team's going to get dominated like this until there's a generational coach again. The Prem and that, it's not going to get like, we'll have half a chance. They'll have great players and that. But Pep is a madman. He's just turned this into a farmers league, man. Haaland will get a hat-trick if United are not careful. DG Optic, you could be right. What I would say is City could add a second. Because I don't think Pep, the madman that he is, I don't even think he'd be happy with this. He'll be happy, obviously, but I think he'll demand a lot more. Wan-Bissaka. Again, United need to get their fullbacks in. Barely said the name Luke Shaw. And respectfully to Wan-Bissaka, I'd rather want to see, if I was a United fan, Luke Shaw get on the ball. He's got a bit more quality in the final third. They must have heard me because Luke Shaw's here. Finds Fred. Fred's been one of United's better players. Fred. Sancho. At least get a shot off, lad. Sancho. Bruno. Eriksen. Skips out everyone, finds Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, who used to be a winger, crazy. Casemiro launches it, it's gone wide. Positive play by United, but there's not enough bodies forward. One man, Messi can, but you can't expect Messi to even him to just dance past 10 players every time. A bit harsh to say Rashford could have done better there. Maybe he could have. Stand in position and the way he's headed the ball all terribly. City will always give you half chances. It's down to you to take them in this life. 24 minutes in, Manchester City 1, Manchester United 0, folks. Crazy. Wonderful strike. David De Gea is down receiving treatment. And Ten Hag probably should use, both managers really, use this as a chance to talk to their players. De Gea is still down receiving treatment. Obviously, play is going to be temporarily halted. What happened to the hell? Again, this got, look at the bot. Look at the City off the ball from that long ball. Look, it's a Ortega into the channels. Haaland wins it. Kevin De Bruyne just fighting for it. Timid headed by Lindelof. You got to win that, Lindelof. I'm not even blaming him, but you got to win that. And someone's got to get close to Gundogan. And if I'm harsh, I can't tell Varane a damn thing about football. You are a a footballing legend, the craziest of centre backs, but you've not been brave there as well. You've turned. Regardless, you got to take that one there in the face. It's just not good enough for Man United there. And the saving grace is it is only 1-0. As much as it's City and they're so great, it's only 1-0. Wake up before it gets worse. And it's games like this, Ten Hag and Pep can only tell you certain things. The players have to sort it out themselves. As I said at the start, you got to have no regrets. There's no shame in losing to City. There's every shame in how you go about it. And I think if the match ended at 25 minutes, no United player would be happy with their performance. Look, you got Grandad, big up Ferguson, you got Ferguson there. You need him to talk to you like at half time if it continues like this. Have you heard Madrid have started the process of going for Kane? That would be great because that's one less player going to bag against Arsenal. Madrid, you'll win some trophies. I'm sure United fans probably hoping to get him. Stones on Ortega, risky play. Diaz to Akanji. Akanji, obviously, if it wasn't for Haaland and a couple others, he's definitely top 5 signings of the season. Curse of the commentator because he's giving the ball away. United haven't been able to keep it on the pitch, throwing for City. But yeah, Kane would be great for United. I mean, for Madrid, especially if Benzema leaves. 1 minute he's leaving, then he's not. Couldn't begrudge him if you're gonna across 2 seasons earn over 100 million quid on a 2-year deal, which you're on a 1 year at Madrid now, and evidently Haaland and Mbappe, these such kind of guys, pardon me, or Kane, someone's gonna replace you ultimately one day. Couldn't begrudge you. You've been at Madrid for like 14 years and done quite well. You think about the players he's played with, Kaká and Ronaldo and Modric and Kroos, and I'm all forgetting it. Bale in his prime. As much as it hasn't worked out for him, but Hazard, you know, them days. I'll always remember Benzema for fighting with Higuain. Hey, Dale, if you're listening, I remember you tried to tell me Higuain was better than Benzema back in the days, school days. I told these guys, he's not. When Higuain cut his hair, I told you, look, sell your stocks, man. He's not the truth. Was it like Samson or whatever? He lost his strength. The scary thing about this City team is from next season, the fixtures will be back to normal, which means less time Haaland being subbed around the 60th minutes peak. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva up against Luke Shaw. Finds Kevin De Bruyne, has a goal with his left. Just wide. I don't know if De Gea saved that. I don't think he has. I could stand to be corrected. But Kevin De Bruyne is starting to wake up. I don't know if I don't know if the camera angles was deceiving me. Let's see again. How many times have you seen Kevin? Definitely as an Arsenal fan, he smashed them in. It probably was going off target. De Gea hasn't touched it. Starting to warm up. David De Gea. Where has he played this pass to? Eriksen's won the header. The second balls, though, Grealish has won it. The thirds, good header by Lindelof, to be fair. And it's here, Bruno Fernandes. That's a ball from Bruno. He set it to Rashford. Rashford's got to make a half effort at this. He's by himself. He needs support. Rashford does very well to hold on to proceedings. Finds Wan-Bissaka, but only Jadon Sancho is in the box. Might have to, as mad as it is, Weghorst might have to get thrown on. I know he's rubbed. And United fans don't want to hear that, but they need a 9. Where's Martial in that, even though he's not a 9? Wan-Bissaka and Casemiro have made a mare of that. Bernardo Silva skips past one attempted foul. He's by himself. He attacks the space. He's tried to play it to the right-hand side. There's not enough on it. And to be fair to you, Varane's read that expertly. Varane to Bruno Fernandes. Got to get Luke Shaw involved. I'm seeing Wan-Bissaka too much. Luke Shaw's got to get involved more. He's got better delivery and variety in the final third than Wan-Bissaka, with the greatest of respect to him. When United do go forward, it's very right-hand centric. Sancho isn't hugging the touchline. Shaw isn't getting forward that much. Faint United appeals for a penalty there. Ref not hearing none of that. I ain't been on a watch along ever since we fell apart at Liverpool, drew 2-2. Ain't watched any games since then. Y'all know why. Too emotional, Dean. Big up yourself. And football's emotional, but you have to, man. Dream is free. The hustle is sold separately, man. Nice to have you back. Everyone says Gundogan is underrated, so clearly everyone rates him. But is it time to talk about him with the Prem goals? When you say goals, he's definitely in the realm. There's a conversation to be had. I mean, Vieira will always be the best to me. No one can tell me nothing. Mr. Paul Scholes, fantastic baller. Yaya Toure, fantastic. You got the Gerrards and the Lamps. Can't lie. Nostalgia, I rate Lampard and Gerrard above Gundogan, but he's probably kind of above them. Oh, VAR. Ferguson put the money through. This could get interesting. VAR's about to have a look. Is there going to be a handball shout against Jack Grealish here? United could be given a lifeline. I think it is, you know. No, I don't know. There's got to be something in it. I mean, it's headed onto his hand by Wan-Bissaka. It's one of them. Today it could be given. Tomorrow it won't be. Today it's not given. The next game it will be. I don't know. It's a shaggery. And I know it's two different. Oh. He's giving it. He's giving it. He's giving it. Ferguson making sure people get paid. He has just secured a family holiday, a mortgage-free villa somewhere. Probably got a nice little villa in Barbados. Harold Webb's in the building. You knew he's getting his cameo. It's a penalty, and I'm that confident we're going to change it to 1-1. Surely Bruno Fernandes is going to step up, take this, and United are back in the game. My 2-1 bet actually still might work, but Rashford has to score. Magic of the FA Cup. Who is going to take it? Will it be Marcus or Bruno? I mean, Bruno, you're the captain, quite decent from pens. Surely you got to let your nuts hang and take one today. Arsenal should try and get Rashford. We love that, but I can't see that. Sir Alex Ferguson maxing out the Amex card. As I said, about to be 1-1. You know Bruno scoring. Like I said, big pressure. But he's been in these moments before. Ortega, can he be a cup hero? I wonder if it will hit the post. I do like Bruno Fernandes' skip-hop technique thing. Bruno Fernandes sends the keeper the wrong way. As I said, Manchester United handed a lifeline. They're back into it. Tale of two captains. Gundogan with a fantastic strike. 32 minutes in. It is now 1-1. Bruno Fernandes from the penalty spot. I mean, it looked like Wan-Bissaka headed it onto his hand. But do you remember what I said earlier about why you need to why United need to get the fullbacks more in the game? Who has basically won that pen? If nothing more, Bruno Fernandes got a show sort of. Wait, what's going on here? It looks like in the celebration, someone from United's been hurt. Not quite sure what happened in the aftermath there. I mean, I'm not quite sure what they want Grealish to do there. His eyes are on the ball. Then obviously I can't lie. Unless you can disconnect your arm and dash it, I don't know. But if I was a United fan, to be brutally honest, wouldn't give a flying monkeys. Does not matter. Like, it's 1-1. Game on. Now United need to wake up. And how lit is that? In front of the City fans as well. Nerves of steel from Bruno, to be fair. I said, you know, if I was honest before the goal, said in my opinion, I don't think Pep will be happy because City have scored a wonderful strike, but it's taken a wonderful strike to go ahead. You know, Kevin's had a couple of miss hits. Haaland looks like he's up for it today, but ultimately they've not banged on De Gea's door enough. It's 1-1 anyways, and it's game back on. As I said at the start, as a neutral, I want good football, I want controversy. I've got that. Commiserations if you support Man United or City. I don't know where your nerves are at, but yeah, Akanji. United fans going crazy. Oh, that is played from Rodri, man. These men are fake. Not quite a better passes to Gundogan. Gundogan's turned a terrible pass into a good one. Jack Grealish to Gundogan. Gundogan puts it into the box. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. Nah, bro, that was the wrong thing. Yet City could have immediately hit back in. It's like he's tried to chip it to the back post. It looked like he needed to put his foot through that. Crazy. We got the Portuguese fans in the cup. Flares and that. Portugal shirts and that. Could Arsenal get Kane? Never in a million years, mate. Facts that United were relying more on Inter than them winning this match. Oh, they're back in it now. All's forgiven. And for both teams, it's taken United a penalty and it's taken a wonder strike from Gundogan for both these teams really to ask a question. The keepers haven't had too much to do until Ortega's had to pick a side. It's just you've just been seeing him pass the ball out. De Gea, I know for all his problems on the ball and question marks over his long-term future at United, can't really get at him for that goal. That the goal should have. I don't think you could ask a question of De Gea, but neither keeper has been worked. So yes, 1-1. Wan-Bissaka. United got the bit between their teeth. Eriksen, Kyle Walker, that's poor. United seem to be upping the intensity. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't keep the ball in there. Luke Shaw being a bit of a twat, kicked the ball away. I like that. He's been smart enough to throw another ball onto the pitch. That little kid looks like McTominay. Must be his family. Good morning, Omar. Didn't deserve it, but we're back in it. That's all that matters, bro. Win the thing if I'm you lot and deal with all that injustice stuff later. Kyle Walker throwing. Forced to go all the way home to Diaz. Diaz best centre back in the Prem shouts or justice for Mourinho? Trust me. Pardon me. It's crazy, you know, like what? I know it's two different refereeing bodies essentially, but there was controversy and multiple controversies really. Big up to you lot who was part of my watch along for the Europa League final. Why that's before the conference, I don't know. And obviously the penalties are debate now. We got Champions League and Conference League finals next week as well. Wan-Bissaka, that's a great tackle. As a fullback, I love them slide tackles there. Not been too much individual battles like that. I mean, you could say Haaland up against the centre backs, but he's been dropping very deep. Not really seeing Rashford run at players. Not really seeing Grealish versus Wan-Bissaka. Not really seeing the midfield go against it. John Stones couldn't keep it in. Oh, Sancho, that was a dodgy pass. United have dealt with that. The only things that will stop United going to the next level is defensively, man. John Stones. Bernardo Silva, he's been a bit quiet by his own standards. Finds John Stones. John Stones, corner kick. FA trying to keep the FA Cup final alive. Get given a penalty for what? I just don't know. Could Arsenal get him out if he put up the bread? But it seems like Mason will be finding his way to the team in red currently. Corner kick to City. Rodri, Stones, Haaland. A lot of target men in that box. Seems to be zonal marking from Man United. Not too sure if Rashford should be marking Haaland. I never like to see strikers marking strikers, if I'm honest with you. It's taken short anyways by De Bruyne. Oh, poor pass from Bruno Fernandes. It's put back in. It's headed out. Great defending by Casemiro because that was going to go into a dangerous area. Bruno Fernandes will just hook it. But again, it's straight back to Man United. Man City, apologies. Kyle Walker. Bernardo Silva. United need to do a better job of holding the ball up in City's half. Rodri, I mean, coming in, they're no idiots. Ten Hag's not an idiot. He knew that possession stats were going to go to them. They're kind of at City's mercy, but when they do have the ball, they've got to be a lot more cuter and clever. You've got international players out there. You've got Eriksen, you've got Casemiro, you've got Fred, got Sancho there. Hold on to the ball into the box. Good header by Varane. Fred wanted one touch too many. Fortunately, they've dealt with that. But again, if I'm a United fan, especially if I'm right next to my team, that defending is not going to fill me with confidence. Kyle Walker. Bernardo Silva goes back to his defensive colleague. Kyle Walker. Ooh, is that passing range? That's a ball to Grealish, you know. Lovely pass out to Grealish. Grealish up against Wan-Bissaka. Plays it inside to Gundogan. Gundogan gives it back to Grealish. Grealish, can he attack Wan-Bissaka down this left? He finds Stones. Stones. The cut back to Kevin. Penalty shouts. That could never be a pen, but I don't mind seeing two controversial pens. Kyle Walker back in possession. What a pass that was. Appeals from City. I don't think that's a pen. Like, maybe, you know, the ref put the ref under pressure. It doesn't look like that'll be a VAR thing. But Bernardo Silva finds Fred. Fred's first time attempted header didn't quite come off, but he's able to rectify that. Lindelof, Luke Shaw, back to Fred. Fred, Casemiro. Does quite. United have done very well in this tight space. Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw. Eriksen, very good. Eriksen, that's terrible. From one of the players you would be hopeful if he gets it. That's terrible. For United did very well playing in dangerous areas. First time I've seen that. City, no, I haven't though. They've lost the ball cheaply. Has the ref said play on? He has said play on. Two late fouls there on City play on United players. If I'm honest, ref surely got to get the bookings out. That looked like a bit of a nasty one from Grealish, if I'm honest. And Casemiro looked like that hurt as well. Man, you can have Mount. Man like DG Coldest on the net. How you doing, bro? Massive praise with the Coldest supporters. I'm good, man. Enjoying it's a nice day in North London. Looks like a nice day in Northwest London, where Wembley is, which is a completely different world from North. Enjoying watching football with you lot across Twitch and YouTube. Got air in my lungs and that, breathing and that. Got nothing to complain about. And I hope you lot are all doing well and safe. Thank you for asking, my guy. Big up you lot. Smash the like button if you're on YouTube, Twitch gang. Just keep doing what you're doing. 5 minutes until half time. It is 1-1 between both Manchester United and Manchester City. Varane, who, if I'm honest, Varane could have done better for the goal as well, purely because he's turning his back. Lindelof, who also could have done better. Luke Shaw. Bruno Fernandes. And then Lindelof have done well. United being a bit braver in this closing period. Luke Shaw avoids Bernardo Silva. Bruno Fernandes' pass finds Haaland. And let's hope for United's sake they're not in problems here. Haaland must think he's Kevin De Bruyne or that. Wait, look at the positions he's taking up there. Crazy. Rodri. Diaz. Stones can't get under possession. Eriksen, that's the quality you need. But look how deep Rashford is. This is why the United need a striker, because Rashford should be peeling out to the left-hand side with that. Nonetheless, United have done very well. Rashford's on the right-hand side. Jadon Sancho's done very well. What's Rashford going to do here? I don't think he knew what he's doing, but Man United have won a corner here. I'm not a United or City fan, but I think VAR will do everything to spoil City's treble. Yeah, I think United fans will be happy about that. I mean, if you're City, win the game, and there's none of that. Because something tells me there might be a goal before half-time. Imagine if United score from this set piece. How controversial would that be? Still waiting for Eriksen to take it. Rashford's on the back post. Bruno Fernandes is in the thick of it. Eriksen, that's a decent knock. Oh, good chance. Unfortunately, it fell to Varane, who's a defender. The corners fell to him. Maybe if that's one of the more attacking players, don't get twisted. He done nothing wrong. Didn't have much time to think about it. It's a horrible effort. Like, the replay makes it look horrible, isn't it? But if that's kind of terrible marking from City, and it's not brave enough from from Bernardo Silva. He might have, man. Good chance. Goes begging. City have had 6 attempts. United have had 4. And we're here with Bernardo Silva. Kevin De Bruyne tries. Oh, that looked like a foul off the ball. Look, Luke Shaw's going to get away with that. It was the clever one where he's fouled him and then he's pretending to be fouled. It did look like he trod on his boot. I think Shaw's fortunate to get away with that. As a fullback, that's what you got to do. Like that's what they teach you in football. If someone tries to play a 1-2, foul the runner, and Luke Shaw's done that perfectly. Got his body across. Act like I'm not doing nothing. Boom. Do you think United are giving City too much space? Yeah, but to be fair, there's not much you could do with City, innit? I would say what United have lacked for the whole of the first half has been belief. Since they've scored, or just a period before, they've started to believe and have a bit more of a goal. Games like this are more psychological than anything. You've got to believe you can win. If not, tell Ten Hag so he can come off the pitch. And you can see, pardon me, what it means to David Beckham. Feel a bit sorry for Grealish, but it is what it is. I'm in the west of London. It's too hot, bro. Can't deal with it today. Get in the shade. Get in the shade, my friend, and stay hydrated. Marcus Rashford down the right. Again, it's a personnel thing, because games like this, you want to see Rashford down the left. I don't think United are asking really any questions down the left-hand side, you know. Well, the right-hand side of City's. Throw into Man United deep in this right-hand section of the pitch in City's own half. Big up DS, and like the man says, smash the like button or bang the like button. Explicit, but if you must. Wan-Bissaka throw-in. Gets it back from Rashford. Does well. Ooh. Offside. Given. Pep Guardiola on his knees. Pause. You get grass stains on the Amiris. I suppose when you're Pep. It's crazy. Apparently, Gundogan scores the fastest ever FA Cup final goal after 13 seconds. What a guy. Diaz. Good game of football so far. Diaz, a nonsense penalty has completely changed the momentum of the game. That's why City, you know, how many times have we seen, before that goal went in, how many times have we seen City score an early goal and shut up shop? They didn't really do that. Diaz, square pass, finds Ortega, the goalie. Gives it to Diaz. 4 minutes of added on time, people. Big up you lot for tuning in. Diaz to Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker, what can he do? Not too many forthcoming options. Has to play a square pass / backwards to John Stones and Diaz. And it's here with Rodri, apologies. Now it's here with Akanji. Jack Grealish up against Wan-Bissaka. What can he do? Cuts inside, plays it backwards. Gundogan finds Kyle Walker, switches flank. Kyle Walker, Rodri finds Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne skips past Bruno Fernandes, cuts back inside, tries to deliver. It's poor. Casemiro will oblige. Eriksen, Rashford, Casemiro, Sancho. There could be a counter attack here. Sancho, that's not good enough there. Referee, that is a soft free kick. But it's probably for the best. I mean, apart from a controversial penalty, City have been the better team, but they've lacked the cutting edge. Haaland's made a fuss of things. Kevin De Bruyne is up for it. But City haven't really got swinging, and this is what happens in football. You score, you dominate proceedings, but at 1-0, it's a dangerous lead. Lindelof's gone long. He's actually found Rashford. Rashford done well. Sancho needs to hit that. Too much skills, too much magnum and vibes. Just shoot, mate. I like Sancho, but one thing about him, he's a bit too cute in tight spaces. He wants to drop a shoulder. Light skin brother's different, man. Big him up though. Like, just shoot. Like, if he raps that against, how much is it written in the script that Jadon scores against his former team? I know he's from London, but he might as well qualify. Having spent a number of years collectively at both clubs now, that he's in both. City have made a mess of this. They've actually, the way the game's going, United might win this because City are starting to switch off in defensive areas. Again, I think Fred's been one of United's better players, and just by making a fuss, he's forced City to play a square pass in their own box. And on another day, you know the script? It's here with De Gea. Is he going to go long or play a 5-yard pass? You know De Gea, long ball FC. Tries to play Bruno. That's a decent idea, to be fair with you. Akanji into the channels, finds Jack Grealish. What player Grealish is? Don't think that's a foul, ref. Grealish tries to take it quickly. Oh, him and Rashford getting in verbal. You know him, mate. Come on. You spend the England camp together. Stop acting brand new, man. Come on. Chill out, Grealish. It's not his fault you gave away a penalty, lad. If you cut your hair, you would have seen Wan-Bissaka. Diaz. Rodri. Finds Stones. Stones is living his absolute best life today. Doing up centre mid, everything. Bernardo Silva. De Bruyne. To be fair, City have not really, I haven't gone, what to say by De Gea yet. The reality is 48 odd minutes into this, that's calm. Wan-Bissaka tried the sliding tackle. Got none of that. Surely that's a yellow, ref. That has to be a yellow. Has to be a yellow card. I don't know why Wan-Bissaka's mad. None of the ball there. It was a committed one. Got none of it. Trailing leg took Grealish out. Obviously, when they slow it down in the replay, it doesn't look as dramatic as it looks in real time. Wan-Bissaka got none of it. Do you know what? That angle made it look like Grealish is capping slightly. Got away with that. Els, no worries. Got to say thank you and salute on my afternoon walk, and you in my ear. Feel like I ain't missing the beat. I don't think you are. Not that, to be fair, it's probably the best game to go for a walk, because for all the talking points, for as good as City are, for it being in Manchester derby, there's not really, apart from the controversy surrounding the penalty and a fantastic strike from Gundogan, there's not really been anything. How's it 1-1? Dodgy penalty decision. It's a free kick to Man City. Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva over it. Surely the 4 minutes, we're over the 4 minutes of added on time really now. So surely this will be the last action of this first half. Can the game get flipped on its head again? It's going to be an interesting, well, not that we'll see, but it's going to be an interesting half-time team talk between both managers, or better yet, both sets of players. No one knows what City are going to do here. Bernardo Silva skips over it. De Bruyne delivers. Confident catch, really, from De Gea. Surely that's the end of the half. I think De Gea recognised that. Oh, fair enough. He's thrown it. And that's the end of the first half, people. It is 1-1. Again, a penalty from Bruno Fernandes and a wonder strike by Gundogan. The two captains for both Manny clubs have made the difference currently. Controversy is going to surround why that penalty was given in relation to Grealish. On another day, that's not going to be given, but it has been. I think Man United have definitely ended the first half better than they started it. But I just think they have to have more belief. The long balls are not working. Like, you haven't got a hold-up man there. For City, lacks cutting edge. They've been good. Everyone looks up for it. Everyone's a quality player, passing range, dribbling, all of that jazz. But since that fantastic strike, what have they really done? The penalty was a gift, but sometimes you need it. If Arsenal was in the FA Cup final, everyone would be saying it's City's to lose, and we see United putting on a challenge. Boy, shout out yourself, American Gooner. City should be walking all over them. They should be, but they haven't earned the right to do such. In other games, see, this is probably 4-1 or something, but both keepers haven't had to do anything. Really, they both had to pick the ball out the back of the nets, and that's about it. De Gea's just had to go long all the time. Ortega's basically been a centre half and just helping with playing out from the back. It's not really been one of nail-biting affairs and controversial moments, bar the penalty. It's not really been much. How highly do you rate Neymar? As high as you can. Like, the man's an absolute legend of a footballer. Pardon me, obviously it doesn't look like he'll ever win a World Cup, but the numbers speak for itself. What he's done speaks for itself. And I mean, football's subjective. You can say Neymar is not your cup of tea and all of these things, but anyone that can't recognize just how great Neymar is, yeah, you have to just be either, like, I know it's me, but you're either deluded, you're a hater, or you just hate the fact that he's wavy and you're not that. Thoughts on Haaland? Should he win Ballon d'Or? I mean, you win treble, you've got a shout, innit? 30 goals. They said you was going to struggle in the Prem after a dodgy game against Liverpool. Fair play. Arguably. But you just, do you know what? He could, you know. Trying to think, who really has a shout for that this year? It's a good question, but off the top of my head, it's very dangerous. If we keep De Gea next season, we're not serious about things. You need a keeper. You need someone that's obviously a good keeper. You need to be able to play up from the back. Like, I think Ten Hag's going to learn the hard way if he tries not to. If he definitely need a number of outfield players, but if he tries to sidestep the goalie thing, I think United are not going to go to where you could go. Which I'm an Arsenal fan, so I hope that is the case. United survived the City opening surge, slowly worked their way into the game and got a penalty. Appreciate that. Vegas Gunner, one love for the super chat. Big up DG. While watching this match, I wonder why we get smoked every time we play City, except the AirPod Albert match. Is Arteta afraid of them? Maybe Arteta's trying to. It's difficult because I think against City, the latest game at the Etihad, I think there was a combination of errors. I think the players lack belief. I think the players doing stupid stuff. I think the players weren't really on nothing. Obviously, we're going there with Rob Holding. We're playing the high line. He's getting tight to Haaland. We know how that story is going to go. I think at the Emirates, it was more of a case of we kind of matched them, but we made stupid mistakes. And as harsh as it is, the fine margins, you have to make them work for you against City. And I don't think Arteta in that game reacted enough or quick enough to when Bernardo Silva went from back to right wing. I think probably the best game we played against them is probably the season before the season that's just gone at the Emirates where we lost. But yeah, when I think Saka scored first. Bruno finally stepping up in a big game. Why do people really hate on Ronaldo, saying he's not great? Is beyond me. I mean, Ronaldo isn't. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. You have to get it. You can't say the man's not quality. But Luis Saha has also scored a quick goal in an FA Cup final. Is this against Chelsea? Is this when either Carlo or Gus Hiddink or one of them players or managers, apologies, won this? What a strike that was from Luis Saha in the Everton shirt. Keep forgetting. Whenever I think of Saha, I just think of Fulham and Man United. I keep forgetting you've been at Everton. He was at Spurs. Why you went there is beyond me. But fair enough. That's what Spurs need to get back to be honest. When they're just taking everyone sloppy seconds. Adebayor in that. Let's see that handball game again, man. But it's all come from United's fullback, Wan-Bissaka getting foot. That's harsh. I can't lie. That's very harsh. Very harsh. Like, it's headed onto his hand. Like, unless you can disconnect your hand, I don't know how that's given. And the saddest thing is, next season, there's going to be an identical one just like that, and it's not going to be given. So Alex Ferguson has been paying the money. Apparently, Hugo Lloris has announced his desire to leave Tottenham in the summer. It's the end of an era. I have a desire for something else. I will carefully study what's possible. I haven't forgotten that I have a year left on my contract at Spurs. So Spurs are going to sign a new goalie. Apparently, David Coote is on VAR. But this looks like a fake thing, man. No way they're doing that. I don't know how, you know, Casemiro was quite fortunate on that Akanji tackle. Don't know how the penalty's been given, but is what it is. Harsh, but if it's the right decision, then it's the right decision, isn't it? Fair enough. So yeah, something got thrown at one of the players of Man United while they were celebrating as well. People are talking about on the socials. Spare a thought for you lot, because apparently Jermaine Genius is on commentary. Boy, big up to you lot listening to me. Deluded who you supporting. No one, just a good game of football, man. Ain't got nothing to do with this. His hand was away from his body, unnatural position. It's harsh, but it's the right one, man. United grew into the game well, and they need to take their blessings. You got blessed with a pen. Wake up now and actually try to win the game. Only us crumble against City. This needs to change because it's shook. I can see Messi going right wing in Man City and Silva operating in centre mid. I think it's time for Messi to just have a free roll, man. You go right wing, left wing, 8, 10, striker, do what you want now, Messi, man. The other 10 players in the team have to have a system. Messi, just do Messi stuff. Whatever you feel like doing. And the craziest, when you like see Messi live, yeah, the guy just walking. Like half of these sick footballers just walk. Jordi Alba walking, Dani Alves walking, Messi just walking. But once they're into live, and watching Dani Alves, I don't even want to say his name because he's a madman, and if he has done what is reported, he needs to cease to exist. But he was up front from goal kicks. Neymar was a joy to see live as well. As was Messi. Yeah, Ferguson's my guy, but I don't mean I like Man United as a club. You know, it's a big club. Would love to work with them or whatever if Arsenal would never. But you see your fans? Forget all of that. Pep's my guys. Just made the best team winning. It's like two of your friends fighting. It's like, I ain't involved. You lot win. You lot fight each other. Whoever wins gets a free pint. Fred having a stink a bit harsh, man. But I don't think he is. I don't think Fred is. I'm definitely not a fan of Fred, but I don't think he is. From what I've seen, I don't think he is. That's why football is brilliant. I don't think he is. Unnatural position that you're having a laugh. I mean, if it is an unnatural position, fair enough. Me personally, I think there needs to be a bit of common sense applied. If I'm an Arsenal fan, don't get it twisted. I want that penalty given. But a man's got eyes on the ball. He's obviously using his hands for elevation. The ball's gone behind him. Like Wan-Bissaka's headed onto it. Like, what can you do? I don't know. I think you have to jump behind with your hands behind your back. But what I would say, it might even be calmer, man. It might even be calmer. Because I remember a very debatable penalty against Crystal Palace for City with Gundogan. I see Pep saying Messi looks like he ain't doing nothing on the pitch, but he's scanning the pitch. Exactly. The best foot. It's only in England that running around for the sake of running around is seen as being a good footballer. All the other European nations, Asian nations, any of the continents, sorry, I'm missing out. You don't just run around for. There's a method to the madness. It's like Mesut Ozil. Another joy to watch. Don't get twisted. He had his problems, but there's a method to the madness. And that's what I'm saying. It's a joy to watch because you think Messi's not deep in anything. Like sometimes Messi just walking. Remember the first 5 minutes of the game, Messi not involved. I don't even think he touched the ball. Just like the 7th minute comes now, plays a nonchalant pass backwards. Plays a nonchalant pass, sprints to the right wing and just receives it again. And so I think it was a 1-2. Xavi danced past everyone, ball back in the net. Simple. So he's scanning. He's eyeing up who he's gonna devour and whatnot. This is the second time they've been robbing us. Eriksen needs to come off that Spurs bottling genius part of him. He's struggling physically, but to be fair, like it is what it is. I think the biggest problem, one of the biggest attacking problems for United is the long ball thing is not going to work. Like, you might, out of 10 times, you might get 2 decent openings, but you can't be doing it every time. Casemiro, fortunate to not even be booked for that tackle on Rodri. I mean, on Akanji. That is a dangerous one. But I think what helped Casemiro is he started pretending he's been fouled. Best player I've seen live is Tottenham Dembele. Fantastic player. Right? You ain't seen much, have you? Quality player, though. Well, no Chelsea players, lad. Hazard's more time he was mashing up Arsenal, but very good player to watch. Thierry. Well, I was a kid watching Thierry, man. Actually, do you know who was sick as well? Robin. Robin, absolutely lit. Half that Bayern Munich team, actually, that ironically, another final that was at Wembley. Got to watch that. VAR works, it's the people using it that's killing the game with controversial decisions. Ex-players should run VARs, they know what to look for on the pitch. I saw Messi at the Etihad in 2015 for Barca, so he was unbelievable live. If you can, you need to see Messi before he calls it a day, which is soon. Hazard wasn't there when I went. Another lazy one. Poutini out having a stinker. He's having a stinker for both teams, but you can't always sit there and blame the ref. Even though in reality that pen's harsh. If he's implemented the rules that are in place, great. Fair play to the lad. Man City will need to play the ball quick into half spaces to open up United's defense. United was really Ferguson was really striking fear into their rest, probably. Pardon me, William Costa Pedro. What would you introduce to the game to stop intentional time wasting? What can you do really? Just add on the minutes. Just add on the minutes. And we've seen that at times in the Prem. I look at Emi Martinez for Aston Villa against Arsenal. Ultimately, his time wasting and things led to their demise. Really. Fair enough. It's all love. That pen rattles City. United could win. What is your assessment of Xavi Simons? Lovely footballer. Can play out wide, can play in midfield, having a great season in terms of output in the Eredivisie. Ties in with what we're doing with the youth thing. Got potential to be a great player. PSG would be silly not to take out that 12 million buyback clause, in my opinion. So, yeah, man, quality player. 2025 Champions League finals at Wembley. I think Pep should look to bring on Mahrez. Not too sure if he'll make changes yet. I mean, Bernardo Silva's a quality player and he always makes things happen, but maybe you could go a bit more direct with Mahrez. Maybe, for me, the way I'm looking at it, I'd probably look to bring on Alvarez. I think 2 up front could do it. But yeah, who knows, man? Now that we're saying that, Pep might just bring on Rico Lewis or something for no reason if he's on the bench. Essentially. We'll have to see. What game is this? Wrexham. Not quite sure why the BBC are showing this. But yeah, apparently Speed got attacked at Wembley, and obviously I saw Speed at the kick game event. What I would say is that the security dons he was moving with, these 2 big black youths, you have to bottle them. Like, you can't fight them. Mudsters, bro. Look like mudsters. Why don't people just leave people alone, man? People see the problem. People get drunk and start doing dumb stuff. Just behave yourself, man. Looks like a grown man as well. And some people are saying, should City have had a penalty of their own? Should Casemiro potentially have been sent off? Should United have had a penalty? A lot of controversy allegedly surrounding this tournament. Can't believe Pep Guardiola is wearing a hoodie. Boy, still 1-1. Apparently, Bruno Fernandes in his last 6 seasons, people, in 17-18, he got 16 goals, 18 assists. In 18-19, 32 goals, 18 assists. In 19-20, 27 goals, 22 assists. In 2020-2021, 28 goals, 17 assists. In 21-22, 10 goals, 14 assists. This season, 14 goals and 15 assists. Say what you want about Bruno. The stats are on everything. There's a lot of legitimate questions, but the guy gets numbers and there's no getting around it. You need to put up numbers. Boy. Stones is, I think, one of the most interesting things about this game is John Stones, man. He's just doing everything: centre back, centre mid, right back, everything. Pep's a genius, man. For us to have any chance, and I'm talking about other football fans, Pep has to leave the Prem. I think he could still dominate, but I don't think it'd be like that unless you get another generational coach and a guy like Pep. It's a myth. There'll be a bunch of good players, but it takes a lot more than that. And Malassi is ready. He's got his shin pads, his boots on, his bib on. I love it. I respect that. Rodri's trying to G up the troops. No clue what he's saying, but him and Pep's more of a passion merchant than people give him credit for. Yavi Simmons is a good footballer, but all our signings have no experience in the Champions League, and we ain't been in the competition for a minute. Plus, we don't even do well in Europe or the FA Cup. That's true, but even if we sign Caicedo and Rice, I do think there's a lot of transferable experience to play at World Cups or international tournaments. You know, Rice has played in Europe with West Ham, but they ain't got champs experience. I can't lie, I don't know who to support. Don't want a City treble, but I'm tired of United fans running better season than Arsenal agendas. That's what I mean. I don't really care, man. Whoever wins, wins. It'd be a lot more quiet if City win. I know that much. Anyone know any City fans? Real City fans? Not. I'm sure you got a lot of fans that used to be Arsenal fans, snaking it and going over there. But yeah, second half back upon us. I mean, if you're City, you want to use this injustice or alleged injustice to fuel you on. If you're United, just wake up. Forgive yourselves for the first half of the first half. Ended the second half of the first half good. Now it's a blank canvas. And United have kicked off, and here we go again. Do you think Arteta is exploring the idea of Partey playing as inverted right back? You can get away with it in some games, but obviously, I think when I say decline, I don't think he's getting worse. I still think Partey is good, but he just looks like he's getting older, innit? He don't look like he looks like a bit like the Lacazette thing, where you can evidently see physical decline, and then Partey don't look like hitting the right back spot. Whether he's done that for Atletico or not, you need to just sign a fullback, long ball forward into United. It's just a fight now, man. And this probably favours United. Wan-Bissaka keeps it in possession. This is what you want to see as a neutral. It's just a fight now. Bruno Fernandes answers for it. Casemiro finds Fred. Sancho, that touch was horrible. United still have it. Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes. The more the game goes on, the more you think it's tipping in United's favour. Jadon Sancho, that's a positive bit of play. Jadon Sancho, this is very good football from him. His twinkle toes just cut out. But City sleeping there. Grealish in possession. Eriksen looking to win it back. That's the thing. Grealish is such good player in them tight areas. Doesn't panic. No, I don't know about praying for no red. Let's be honest, man. Had you finished second and we won the League Cup, you'd be saying what we're saying and vice versa. And for what it's worth, when you look at all the competitions, United have had a better season than Arsenal. I don't know, like, what's wrong with that. Domestically, specifically to the Premier League, evidently we've done better. When you consider they went further and didn't win it, but went further in the Europa League. I want to be in either City or United's position right now, where they're playing in the final in the FA Cup. They won the League Cup. They're flexing a Casio. The fans don't care about it. It's only because they won it, but they won a trophy. And I'm probably missing out on competition. And we both qualified for the champ. So all in all, Arsenal fans can only say you've been better in the Premier League, but it don't really mean much because truthfully, Arsenal fans and United fans, neither fans really that happy with the season. You'll take it. Promise, all of that jazz, but yeah, that's a ball from no. I don't know what I saw there. I thought De Gea picked a lovely pass out to Rashford. It weren't there, man. Is Saliba worth 200k per week? Well, crapper players are gonna get that. Might just give him the bands in it, man. 22's give him the bread. How much would it cost to buy him if he was doing what he's done this year at another club off the back of the Marseille loan and getting called up to the World Cup? Just give him the bread, man. Get rid of Pepe and all these guys. Just give him the bread, man. Would you take Moreno? Assuming you're talking about the Madrid one, man, your physical condition, you ain't really played. You're not really a difference maker like that. City look a bit lethargic. That's a terrible pass, really. Kanji having to be at full stretch to keep that in. I'm putting a fair amount of distance. Homeless guys fighting United or Arsenal. As a Chelsea fan saying that, boy, I would stop that. You lot are like the 4 Street Prozzies. Carl Walker. You Chelsea fans, you can't have chat for Norwood this season. Allow it. Stop all of that. You're still gassing up that little dribble against 50-year-old James Milner for that Mudrik. How dare you? Stop it, man. Empty barrels really do make the most noise. I mean, it's hard. Bro, it's going to cost us a lot. Saliba's one of the first names on the team sheet. It has to stay. Akanji. Gundogan. Forcing it, Gundogan. Rodri's turned a bad pass by Gundogan standard into a lovely one. How can everyone be good at City? Like, have they got any crap players? Like, apart from maybe Sergio Gomez, Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, it's avoided everyone. Wan-Bissaka clears. On another day, City tap home there. Bruno Fernandes. I don't know what that was, but it's back here with City. Is the tide turning finally back in City's favour after actually a good opening period from United into the second half? Rodri. I'm interested to see how this game develops when both teams get tired, which as we go on in this first half and extra time is still a thing, penalties are still on the cards if things stay like this, be interesting. Clearly, City have the better options off the bench, but that doesn't mean they'll make any more or less of a difference than the options on United. Kyle Walker, should we cut our losses on Fabio Vieira? If we're still having the same conversation we are now about him, then for me, yeah, we got to look at the next steps. You got to go on loan or do whatever. But I see enough to give him time, but you need to start imposing yourself. You need to develop physically. Ultimately, ooh, lovely play from Kevin De Bruyne, fouled by Fred. I wonder if Fred's going to get booked. He's done that on a couple of occasions now. Maybe that's his last opportunity. Next season, sell Trossard and get Matoma. I hear that, but I can't lie. I'm putting my stocks in NCO. Is it NCO? The guy who scored against us, the Paraguay guy. And apart from that goal, he only scores bangers. I might rather him than Matoma. Obviously biased to the South Americans. Matoma's sick. But they're just something about the Paraguayan. I don't even know if he's a full Paraguayan international, but he must be if he plays like this. What a ball from City, but it's just behind all the players United alike. Incio. I can't say his name, but I can spell it. He scored against us for Brighton. That guy. Never put there. Scored a banger against Chelsea. I'm sure he scored. Yeah, he did score a banger against City as well. Probably another one's thrown in. Apologies, not a throw, it's a free kick. Balls to the edge of the area. Gundogan fancies another shot. Deflection, and it's in! It's in! Gundogan, shameless, but you have to scream strikers finished. Gundogan with his left peg. Nah, that took the most snakiest of deflections, but it's 2-1. And again, for as much as I like what Ten Hag is doing at Manchester United, a bit like my club, if you want to win titles and do these things, the defensive output has to improve. That's terrible. Again, take nothing away from Gundogan. That is terrible. It looked like it took a deflection, but strikers finished. Arteta, call him, man. Call him, man. All it takes is a FaceTime. Congratulations. Arteta, you better be at the stadium. Call him. Did it take a deflection? Mate, De Gea has to do a lot better. He might have seen it late. Did it take a deflection? No. Again, that's soft from Varane as well. Like, that's soft. It's gone over Varane's knee, and it's just De Gea's probably seen that late. But boy, it does not matter. And you can see it from Pep. This is literally what Pep's doing. Mazzolini, captain, fantastic. Gundogan. That's horrible for Man United. He's whack, bro. I'd rather Zaha Barnes, Cappuccino. If Gundogan wants a real challenge, come to Emirates. Trust me, everyone can do this with City. I couldn't. I'm lying. I'm not a professional footballer, but come on, man. We need to lie to Gundogan. London lifestyle. Ozil can tell you about it. It's lit. We need to lie to Alvarez. You're better than Haaland. You just need a platform to play. Cancelo, I know you want to join us, man. We can be lit. United looking to hit back immediately. Nerves of steel by John Stones. Too much. Ortega's cleared, but it's not the best of clearances. Oh, Bernardo Silva hooks. 3-goal thriller at this moment in time. It is City 2, Manchester United 1. Battle of the captains. Bruno Fernandes 1, Gundogan 2. 2 fantastic strikes from him. Volleys with either peg. He defo was watching Rooney vids and all them things earlier today, man. Eriksen looking to play a pass. He finds Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes only really got Rashford. Jadon Sancho. Been a bit disappointed with Jadon. Never a foul. Wan-Bissaka's done well. Bit disappointed with Jadon Sancho. I think sometimes he's a lovely player, but today you've been a bit too timid. I think one thing that's harmed Jadon Sancho since he signed for Man United is, to people that don't watch him, they think he's one of these touchline wingers, these Mahrez, these guys that are going to just take you on. He's not that. He's kind of like a 10. He wants to play the fancy 1-2s and that. Gundogan, the Ghostbusters. Gundogan is Mr. Clutch. Gunda, the great to Arsenal DG. He is the closer. I don't know what that is, but love. Bring him. You'd be stupid to sign for us because for me, I'll be honest, I'm safe. I've done my double/treble. I've done my thing here in England. Xavi, shout me. Do the Spain thing. Ortega, dangerous pass. Casemiro, Bruno's got to hit it. Doesn't hit. He's got no options, to be fair. Wan-Bissaka's done quite well offering an attacking option. He's delivered. Diaz sends it back where it came from, and Kanji hooks clear. That's the thing. City, I wouldn't quite say give you chances, but they do switch, for as great as they are, they do switch off defensively, and there is half chances. Whether you take them, I don't know. I can't lie. Ever since I heard we could possibly in for Gooner, and I don't care if Arsenal have to pay this guy 300 a week. I want this guy to make it happen. Final 15 games of the season, Gonda takes City over the finish line, close to DG. I hear that. Listen, it's Gundogan, isn't it? Like, the man's a baller. He showed that at Dortmund. He's made the world aware of his talents here. And this is a great City team. You know, you look at the Barca sides, the treble United sides. Chelsea have had a couple of great sides. You can never diss Arsenal, what Wenger did, the Invincibles. Liverpool, the Klopp thing. Jose's been all around everywhere. Carlo with the Champions League and all of that. Zidane with Madrid. It just feels like we're watching one of them generational City teams. Like, they've been doing this for years, but like it really looks like everything's come to heed. And if I'm honest, I do think there'll be a transitional period for City purely because I think some players will leave. I think Pep will have to shake things up. So we'll have to see exactly what's happening. Wait, Fred's been oh, okay. Has Fred still not been booked? Crazy. I don't know who's saying no to Gundogan. Obviously, you can't give my man too much finances. Not that I care. And there is City tax. That Gundogan will be great for Arsenal, as has Zinchenko and Jesus. But you're not going to get the City ones because we're not there, innit? Gundogan will be lovely for a couple of years for Arsenal, especially going into the Champions League. I'm not saying he's going to make all the difference, but if there's even a smidget of hope that he'll entertain signing for Arsenal, don't let him leave London. Wembley's it's not that far, but it's decent drive from there to the Emirates. Put him in the car now, man. Kevin De Bruyne delivers. Stones heads it back across. Haaland's fighting. Jadon Sancho with some good defending there. Finds Eriksen. Eriksen's not had the best of games, has he? Kevin De Bruyne skips past one, past two, delivers. Another corner kick. Eriksen might have to come off. Like I said before, they're adding Kovacic to this. It's not fair, is it? Chelsea. Tell Kovacic to go Munich or something, man. Still enough time for United to get back in it. Once again, it's 2-1. But I'm sure United, specifically their defenders, or as a whole team, because it's a defensive job, they have to be unhappy with the 2 goals they've conceded. Don't mistake nothing. Gundogan, fantastic. The first goal, didn't want to win the first or second. The second, terrible as well. Kyle Walker. Bernardo, Kevin. At least they can say they've kept Haaland quiet for now. I say keep him quiet subjectively. He's played well without scoring. I know many football fans in this day and age, you can't do that. Gundogan. It's not fair, City, man. Like, if you told me in primary school, as a little DG, watching Thierry Henry tear Danny Mills a new one and just beat City was an easy thing. If you told me, respectfully, City fans, if you told me this is what City were going to be, City that had Alan, I'm sure they had Alan Pardew in that. Oh, they said you're mad. City. Who said money can't buy happiness, man? Got you Pep Guardiola and that. Wan-Bissaka, Rashford. I do think Ten Hag's got things wrong as well today. Rashford should be on the left-hand side. At some point, I don't really rate Weghorst. He has to come on. Jadon Sancho. Not been good enough today, Jadon, man. And you're my guy. You got so much potential. Gundogan chops inside. What is he looking for? And this is why I love the guy. Like, he don't force the pass. Says, you know what? There's nothing on. Grealish get involved. It's mad. It's mad if they get Kovacic. And they're gonna, they're gonna get a couple, man. They'll probably get that Gavardal guy from Leipzig. I think they'll sign a centre back, another left back, probably a centre middle too. I am waiting to see, like, obviously, Grealish is a key player. Foden is a key player. But at this moment in time, when you think of City, you think of Gundogan, you think of Kevin De Bruyne. Or, Haaland's been there 2 minutes in. But I'm keen to see what they look like when the Fodens, the Grealishes of this world, Rico Lewis, these guys are the guys you think of. Akanji, Rodri, who's still only 26, 27. It's a joke. Grealish finds Gundogan, made a lovely run off the ball. I don't know if he's onside. Gundogan, even Haaland can't get to that, and he's about 8 foot tall. The claims that this is the worst City side since Pep took over are ridiculous. This team has no weakness. Yeah, they tried to run that one. But the thing is, with the media, if you say things enough times, it starts becoming facts. Like the cheek to say Haaland would struggle. Anyone with a brain could see, yeah, Haaland might struggle at times, adaptation, but he was never going to not be a success in the Prem. Way. City, as a minimum, have their hands on a double as it stands. As I said at the start of this live stream, you want no regrets. I think there'll be a lot. Sorry, folks. City advancing. Morano's leaving as a free agent. His contract will not be extended. To be fair, he's doing all right. Garnacho is coming on. Clearly, United need more depth. Like, no one's going to have better depth than City, but it's a big ask. You know, Garnacho's a fantastic talent with a big future. This is a final. This is why I don't rate the Rashford hype. When I watch it, it's nothing special. Saka, Foden, Grealish have more to their game. I like Rashford, but a lot of his decision making, he's a bit Bandulu. Like, he never looks like he does. He's obviously got a brain. He's got fantastic ability. He scores goals, and I rate Rashford highly. But rarely do I feel Rashford is calculated in his actions. Like, I still think he's got the potential to play up front, but someone's going to have to really work with him. For me, you're better off on the left. You look out. Half of the attackers look out of sort from a United. Defensively, they've not been good enough. They've not done terribly. They fought at times, but it's not about fighting. You know, I've seen Fred's out of his depth, but I've seen him try. Seen Wan-Bissaka at least offer an outlet. You know, Eriksen's getting eaten alive in midfield, and to be fair, technically Eriksen's not been good enough today. But it's not even about having a good game. It's about getting over the line. Gundogan to Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, missed kick, saved by De Gea. That probably would have been the killer blow. The attack is still going. Gundogan to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva to Stone. Stone swings it in, probably overhit. It's still here with Kevin De Bruyne on this left-hand side. The offside flag comes to save the United day. Erik ten Hag needs midfielders. He needs a goalie. A bit like Arteta, and I say it, some of you that watch my Arsenal content, I say it, the whole attitudes towards defending need to improve at Man United. Regardless of the clean sheets. Garnacho is on for who though? Surely Eriksen. Yeah, it's Eriksen. So there'll probably be a shuffle around the midfield. You'd imagine organically, even though he's been there, Bruno Fernandes is going to stay more centrally. The young Garnacho run about, put yourself about, try and make something happen. Fresnadal's a right back. YouTube just hit me with 2 ads during this live stream. First time I'm experiencing stuff. One love to everyone across Twitch and YouTube watching ads. So watch that, man. 30 seconds of your time. We need that, bro. We ain't got sponsors in that. That's one of the most, top on hitting the like button. That's one of the most important things you could do for the guy, man. It don't cost you nothing. And you're back now. Big up to everyone on Twitch also watching ads. De Gea's gone long, and again, if you're going to go long, you need to probably look at bringing in Weghorst because you're not going to win them too many times. Barely getting out your own half, and there it is, Grealish. Varane shepherds it out, throwing Man United. But still, the long ball thing's not going to work. Lindelof, good player for the squad, but this is why you probably want another centre-back if you're a United fan, and you'd love to have Lissandro. Because you know what, if Lissandro was there, even though he's been part of when they held 7 at Anfield, but I don't think that first goal goes in purely because he would have ate that. Lindelof was on a timid thing. So was Varane. Varane turned his back. And I'm not trying to scapegoat anyone. It's like, you're Champions League Varane. You turn your back. Surely City, bring on Alvarez soon and go 2 up front. Surely Pep is sent. Well, Pep's never really been big on subs, but one more goal probably kills United. Is it going to be John Stones' movie set? Oh, he tried to do the DG. Got to remember that you're not the guy like that says sorry. I don't blame him. You don't win the lottery if you don't buy a raffle ticket. He's gonna have to buy a couple more because that was horrible. Really, really horrible. 65 likes for YouTube. We're slacking. Come on, man. American Gooner, one love for resubscribing with Amazon Prime on Twitch, and also he's gifted out 5 community subs. The gift that just keeps on going. What a guy, man! And big up to you. You know what I'm talking about. What a guy. He's come to England, man. Take it for a pint. Awesome rum. I prefer the rum, but if you do pints, that's cool. You gotta be shameless. You gotta be shameless. You gotta be shameless in this life. You gotta be shameless. De Gea. See, he's cool playing it short when there's bare time on the ball, but you can't do it like this. And I hate it. I don't like to be this guy and say, oh, keeper's got to play with the ball out from the back and how good are they with their feet. But you can't get away with it. This is the game, man. You had fun at kick game. It was nice to finally be invited to an industry event. So shout out to Versus. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to my guys and shout out to Mist Expressions. Big up Expressions. Because he didn't act usually. Some of these people, these content creators, they're at Hollywood. That they don't know, man. Yeah, it was all right. Speed is coming like the president. Like, how many little kids were looking in this? Oh, my Speed, oh, my. Thinking, right, they might just rush this guy. Kevin De Bruyne, toying with Fred there, bringing out the skillets. Oh, no. Yeah, Fred ain't going out like that. He didn't go out like that. Kevin De Bruyne bust a flip flap. Fred just had to show him, listen, I'm not the guy for that. I thought Fred was fouled. At least he survived. He didn't complete it. But when you see Kevin bust out the flip flap, you know it's time to have fun. What a Premier League legend, man. Scary. Remember, again, another player the newspaper said would flop. Long ball forward for Man United to Rashford. That's a decent one. What's going on, keeper? Wins that. But you can't do that the bulk of the 65 minutes, which is not fair for me to say that with United. I don't think they're necessarily doing that. But yeah, what's happened here? The game stopped. Not quite sure. The camera's just panning out. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Okay, it's eventually been ran back. I mean, big Wembley, and we're waiting for the one football to go to the other side of the pitch. Where's the ball, boys? You must have about 1 million footballs in this place. Anyways, Varane, Lindelof, Luke Shaw. Don't think United have worked the left-hand side enough, man. There's not been enough there. And when it is, it's respectfully, you don't want to see Fred in the channel. It's a myth. Kevin thought he was Odegaard. Yeah, shameless. Even that Cancelo has turned us down. People keep saying his attitude, but he produces a good when he plays. However, Kevin told Pep to shut up, but no one would say he has attitude problem because they love each other, bro. There's bare emotions in football. There's bare testosterone. Like, it's love after. That man clearly got that relationship like that. Good defending by Rashford, but again, you don't want to be saying that. Rashford has found Garnacho and it's 3 against 3. You need to stay on side Bruno Fernandes, and you sold the young United man short there because if you stayed on side, he had an option. Hasn't got enough strength. Frankly, bullied off the ball. Garnacho's a decent. I like Garnacho, man. Not a fan of the haircut and that, but very good player. Speaking of very good players, Gundogan, the captain to Grealish. John Stones had a good game, but obviously when you've got Gundogan and all these guys on the pitch, no one's really going to listen about John Stones. Sancho is too meaty. Nah, I wouldn't say he's meaty. He's just too timid, man. He looks like one of them players, a bit like Nelson and Hodgson and Doyle. Ironically, they're all brethren. Is that you got to continuously probably tell him how good he is and what you could be, and like them man. And United have probably seen it. Them kind of man, when they're in them red hot form, everything touches, they turns to gold. I think he's misunderstood, as I said earlier as well. I don't really. He has to play out wide, but I don't think he's on taking his man on consistently. He wants to play 1-2s and all of that. It's here with De Gea. Is Rashford playing? No, it's a bit harsh to say Rashford's over here. I like Rashford, man. I have him at Arsenal, but you have to play left channel until I see that. I'm not really with the Rashford up front thing. Casemiro. Good pass to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's that you can't get onto him. He's tried very hard today. Has Bruno Fernandes. Probably should have played it to Bruno Fernandes. To be fair, as much as I'm criticizing Sancho, he bottled that. I mean, Wan-Bissaka bottled that pass to him. See with Casemiro. He's looking around like, what? You mean there's no Kroos here? Modric, what is going on? Lindelof. Oh, right. You might as well bang it. Great run from Lindelof, really. Oh, he played it to Bruno. Rashi. Oh, it's gone over. But the very fact that they allowed him the time and space. Terrible. Again, United, City apologies will give you half chances. Remember Rashford Ballon d'Or shouts. Sancho is ish or the German league is where he should be. Nah, he's not ish. But if he doesn't start producing, then United might revisit that. I think there's a player there. But end of the day, you're at Man United now. It's not about being good. You've got to be great. You're wearing, he's not wearing number 7. That might be cap 25. But there's pressure, bro. You sign for X amount of money. And I'm not criticizing Sancho or saying he's like this, but we don't know what these players do behind the scenes. He could and I think it's very harsh to footballers because, you know, it's very hard to improve in life, let alone football. You can't see the extra hours they're always putting in. But to say that, I would say this: you don't know if he is putting in extra hours. Is he doing the minimum? Ten Hag says coming at 9, doing your training till whatever time, and you're cutting out. You know, as Vidic said with Rio, it's about mentality. I'm not saying his mentality is bad. It's not always a case of being bad, but do you want greatness? Do you many good footballers you see there? They have Prem careers, they play at a decent level, but they've never quite gone to where they could go. John Stones sees a pass, does it. Surely that's a throw in for City. Well, that's poor from Stones. Then it looked like it come off a United shirt. His confidence is completely gone. How many wingers are better than Sancho in the league? Martinelli, Saka. I don't really care about the rest. What shameless trust acting. Hey Zeus, if he goes that way. One of them ones. The others, it don't matter. He's better than Mudryk in that though. What position is Bruno playing behind the striker? I can't lie. He is now, but they've just been moving about all day. There's a good base with Ten Hag. I think he's a very promising manager. He has a lot of faults. Everyone makes mistakes. Arteta as well, but United needs to add a lot, really. I do think, sorry about saying second, I think City need to add a third. Ooh, who did Gundogan send shot there? Casemiro. You reckon Sancho's sold this summer? No, because they're not going to make back what they're making. He's probably comfortable there. Ten Hag starting him in the final, so I know Anthony's injured, but he still values him in some degree. You're going to need players for the champs. United have bigger problems than Jadon Sancho as well. Probably need to focus on additions, so probably not. Ball's out here with Jesus. I mean, I said Jesus. I'm thinking of Arsenal with Grealish, and actually it was great play from Haaland. Grealish again. Haaland, big save by De Gea. Hat trick for Gundogan. Is he onside? He's offside. He's off, and he knows it as well. De Gea parry. United blushes spared. Obviously, this will go to VAR. Who knows? I mean, it did look like Gundogan's miles off, but yeah, he's off, man. He's off. He's off. He's off. He's off. De Gea spared, really. But again, terrible defending by Man United. Horrible. For someone like me that's grown up with United being our main pagans and seeing Rios, Vidic, all these guys, it's quite mad seeing them like this. Defense wins titles. I got that from Ferguson. It's a bit mad. When your midfield's not really, when you can't really make out what the midfield's meant to do, when your strikers are playing everywhere and you're not playing to their strengths, when as a team you're making defensive mistakes, you're going to sign up for problems, aren't you? It's a good building block. They've got to a final. They've won it. They're still not out of it. Garnacho inches. That's what she said. Positive. They've got to a final. They've qualified for the Champions League. They've won a trophy. There's good building blocks. That's harsh. And again, City do give you chances. That's another one. And it's positive from actually everyone with Man United. Confident about that. I like this guy. I think with him, you just got to wait a bit. Because obviously these young players, you get played everywhere, in it. A bit like with Saka, left back, then right wing, you're just going to play wherever you can get minutes. When he starts to lock down a position, obviously physically improves a bit and everything else. He's got a good player on their hands. I don't know how far he can go, but a good player, man. 72 minutes on the clock, folks. United trying to sign Mount. Sorry. So what midfield is Ten Hag playing? Bruno, Casemiro, Mount. I can't lie. That's transitional football, not possessive. I hear that. I think they should be in for Caicedo as well. I think they need another 6. I think they need an 8, 6. Maybe another creative player per se that's like, not to criticize Bruno because I'd have him at Arsenal, but like you can have the stats man Bruno, but like you need like an artist like Odegaard and that. That's a ball. No one attacking it. Fred does well. Bruno Fernandes has another opportunity. Corner kick, Man United. I rate Grealish, but could you imagine if they got the Napoli striker? I think he does twice as much as Grealish. It's true, but I need to see that don't do it for a lot more because he's had a bit of a slow period. And I do think there's a bit of an Italian league tax with attacking players. Corner kick to Man United. Can they make it 2-2? Been treated, though. It's been a decent watch. I do think there's another goal in this game. It's a set piece. Behind everyone from Bruno, it's got to be better. Luke Shaw, I think Rashford could have taken that, but asked a lot of Shaw. Shaw's kept it alive. Fred delivers it, puts it in the mixer. It's still alive. Kevin De Bruyne hooks it clear. United are not out of it. In fact, the tide's turning, really. Magic of the FA Cup, man. Hasn't disappointed us at all. It's back here with the hail. Rashford does well to hold off the ball. See, Rashford's already more at home in the left-hand channel. Casemiro. It's got to the point. Someone's got to do what Gundogan does and just buy a raffle ticket. Try something more than you're paid for now. Fred. And for Ten Hag, you probably, with 15 minutes left, probably get into that stage where you have to gamble. That's a ball into Jadon Sancho. Sancho holds it. Fred puts it across. Right idea, terrible application. It's still alive. Casemiro, does he fancy a Gundogan impression? Great block by Grealish. Wait, what? BBC, what's going on? Technical fault with this channel. What? Oh, Sky, what's going on, man? TV just cut out, though. I don't have a clue what's going on right now, people. Apologies. You see if it's working downstairs. One sec, people. I'm going to plug this out and plug it back in. This is jarring. You see how much technical difficulties we go through for you lot, people? BBC iPlayer, what is this? Oh, smash the like button, people. What's this BBC iPlayer thing? I don't want this. I just want to watch the more BBC, please. That's what we're doing. No, plug it in and plug it back out, man. Simple business. Oh, missing a few moments. Let me actually, because the skybox is connected to downstairs. This is jarring. Foden's come on for Kevin De Bruyne, people. If you're still there, you'll be ready to go in a couple of minutes. Your screen will go blank. Please don't switch off. I'm still here, folks. Try to pattern this. I looked at my TV downstairs. Foden is coming on. Smash the like button. One love. He's like, you don't need to tell me what's happening now. I might fling on the radio. Yeah, one love for that. DG looking extra handsome today. One love, my guy. Pause and all of that, but one love, man. Hey, man. You better start there now, cook. It's a bit crazy. All inclusive, and that be a thing. When the screen goes blank, press the home button to get started. Okay, hurry up, man. You give me anxiety. Completely off topic, people. But my mic quality is going to get a bit better. Shout out American Gooner as well. I've got a new mic. Didn't have time to pattern it up because it came just before I went live. But I had 10 minutes. That's what I'll be doing later. And don't forget, midweek, we're going to watch West Ham Fiorentina together next Saturday. I would say this time next Saturday, but it's a lie because it kicks off at 8 p.m. We'll be watching thingy together. The Champions League final. Which will be quite lit. Big up you lot. Come on, man. What's going on here? Serious technical difficulties, man. But we keep going. Joining your network. This may take a moment. Hurry up, man. What else is happening, people? It's crazy how the dynamics just switched, in it. Can finally get everything in. Radio to listen to football. You're becoming a Jamaican uncle. Hey, what's wrong with the radio, man? You've never done gardening and listening to the radio. What does this mean? It looks like you're trying to connect to the... Come on, man. What is this? All right, we're back, folks. All right, so after some technical issues, we are back. All right. Wait, let me make sure this ain't behind as well. Sorry, before I sit back down. One love to you lot. You understand that these things happen in life. Okay, we're right here. Anyways, Gundogan. Bit of rondos going on from City. drop a shoulder drop by Grealish, and he's looking to lead the attack. He's by himself. He's fouled by Fred. Fred's done well to get 78 minutes. Has Fred been booked yet? Finally. I can't lie, I respect it, Fred. Ben White in the back two is shaky. He is better than Holding and Kyrgios, but still not that guy at centre back. Bro, for me, if I had my way, centre back comes in, and I love Benjamin White's my guy. Another right-sided centre back, because obviously you just bought Kyrgios on the left-hand side, and I know he's been playing on the right. You get a right back. Tierney leaves, you have to get a left back. I would like 2 centre mids. If you do all of that, I would probably accept not bringing in a winger or a striker. But if you could, a wing and a striker, a winger or a striker, with Nelson signing his new deal and Jesus' ability to play out wide, I'd rather a more physical. Don't get twisted. If you get both, or if you could bring me a bagsman out wide or a bagsman up front, I'm having either one. But I just think Arsenal are really missing a trick personally, not having a striker that brings something. Ironically, like I was saying with why United need to get on with Weghorst, I think we need that. Foden's on. Typical Foden getting on when the beef's already finished. Anyways, Foden's made a lovely run. Gundogan says, forget all of that. Finds Rodri. Gives it to Foden. Lovely touch. What a player Foden is. Delivers. Attempts for handball. Can never say that. I mean, Foden's is dropping the shoulder. This is horrible defending by United. Haaland doesn't quite get there. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, Bernardo Silva, sorry. Akanji going all over. I think Akanji bust himself on the post, but he's got straight back up. Where is my phone? Because we're streaming like that. Must be. There it is. How's my phone fell off the charger? Nonetheless, folks, we got you lot. What have I missed, though, man? What have I missed? One love for that. How will Osman do in the Premier League? I think he'll still back, but as I said, there's got to be a Premier League. I do think there's an Italian league tax. There has to be a reason why a lot of robbed people go there and start begging. So I think he will score, but I do think there's a correlation personally. The strikers market is rubbish right now. That's true. But now it's a case of scouts do your job, because Vlahovic had to come from somewhere. Højlund had to come from somewhere. Obviously, if you're trying to do this big club thing, you need more confirmation. You are right, though. Everything's kind of dead. Like, how many top centre-backs are there? There's hella centre-backs that can play football, like play out from the back, and that goalie's the same. There's plenty of... Ortega, man, big. Is it really a yellow card for Ortega for time wasting? Is it really a big decision from Pep not to start Edison, or am I forcing it? So I'm saying he went there. I mean, Tammy Abraham's a bagsman, but you went there and you're doing madness. A lot of, that Derone that was at Middlesbrough, he went Atalanta, did all right. I'm not criticizing it and whatnot. Zola did come in, but it's 2 different times, bro. Them time, you forget, Italy used to be the top league, bro. I'm not talking about then now, though. It's not that. Not the Italy of the last few years. Them times, yeah, 100%. That's the only time I've ever been starstruck speaking to Zola. Closest I've ever got to speaking to Wenger. The way he was just explaining football. You're Zola, Like, do you know who you are? Casemiro. Foden giving chase. Casemiro took Weghorst. Was that really offside? I don't know. Probably too late to get Weghorst on. You never know. I can't really make out who that is, but it looks like there'll be another substitution for Manchester United. Scott McTominay's coming on for Wan-Bissaka. Wait, who's number 2? Lindelof. Sorry. So that's probably just a straight swap. McTominay is going to go centre half and probably just occupy defensive spaces. He's doing that. I don't know what that means. Arsenal need Mount and Rice. I wouldn't be against Mount. It's not really one that's going to make me go, wow, we're back. What's early? But it's not a name brand thing. I don't think Mount's terrible. Haaland does well. Haaland. It's all Haaland. It's all Haaland. He wants his goal. He's doing too much. It ricochets off him. De Gea would have been rooted to the spot. Ultimately, it's a goal kick. Can finally get the Rice bidding. DJ, in my opinion, Rice is a 6 and Caicedo's at 8 if they join Arsenal. Fresnel, I believe, will be right back. So Ben White can move to centre back. Who do you get in the market to push Zini? Not a clue in relation to that. But you need players that can play different roles. You've seen Gundogan that once upon a time be a false 9, play more deeper in midfield, play more attacking, and several players at City. We need the luxury to do that. I think Rice might be groomed to play the 8 like Xhaka. I haven't seen evidence that you could do that immediately. So yeah, you play 6. You can fill in at centre half, maybe do the John Stones thing we're seeing now. Caicedo showing you could play some sort of right back role. Good touch by Garnacho. I spoke too soon. We need that. Varane. I can't lie, not starting Edison. Yeah, I'm forcing it. It's not that deep. I would take Nacho from Real Madrid for backup and experience with Laporte. Look, I can't lie. Several points this season, I've forgotten Laporte is a City player. Surely he's going to leave, man. A lot of these players always get itchy fingers, man. Like you can see half the time, obviously Cancelo's days are done, but Bernardo Silva's always linked with a move away. Laporte probably going to leave. There's always a random one that wants to leave City every summer transfer window as well. He said 1 versus 1 to Varane, Ten Hag taking it. You've got to probably lose 3-1 in the pursuit of finding the equalizer, innit? And forcing extra time. Right, you've been about Gooner. Understudy settings. Yeah, it all depends. It all depends on the personality and all of that. You're right. But even Immobile, like you were rubbed, you were bagsman in Italy, sorry, you went Germany, rubbed out, and then thingy, you look certain again. If Rashford got that pass to Bruno, it's going to be 2-2. Garnacho, Rashford, decision making with the final third players of United has been terrible. They're not out of this game. Man down for United. United rightly so still playing on. Garnacho skips past one. Great bit of turn from him. Corner kick for his troubles. Oh, apologies. Goal kick. I like this Garnacho guy, man. Wonder where you end up long term. I don't know. I don't think you're a winger. Don't know if you're a 10, but I like what I see. Rashford's got to get that out of his feet and just hit it, man. It's that o'clock now. Fergie and Beckham's face to the game. They aren't happy. Would you be? Hazard to leave Madrid. And go where? You got a year left on your deal. They might say, you know what? Go on loan somewhere. We'll get a loan fee. Or if you're on leave, and leave. But if you're Hazard, then it's, you know where you stand at Madrid. A bit deep, really, how his dream hasn't worked out. Fulfill your year's contract, cut out to MLS. Or do you know what? Hazard might even shock us. He might even just retire next season. I don't know if he still loves the game. Cute term from Garnacho. It doesn't count because I'm not able to keep the ball. It's 4 minutes plus added on time. You'd imagine there'll be a decent amount of additional moments. Oh, you Arsenal in this guy. I think there's a late twist in this game, man. Bruno Fernandes. Where's his options, man? Tempted to swing it in. Finds Fred Tastic. Fred Rashford. You've got to shoot. Oh, it's backwards. Luke Shaw. It's a decent switch of play. Bruno Fernandes up against Akanji. Very well from the Manchester United captain. No, why just keeps cutting out. Okay. Is Rashford overrated? Not to me. I like Rashford a lot. I think he's a baller. He needs to be a bit more calculated. Some of his goals and his what do you call it? Like when he goes on a purple patch, I think it kind of masks. It sounds dumb because if you're scoring, you're scoring, but sometimes it just feels a bit banduli. Ortega, Weghorst will chase him down. But I don't think he's overrated. It's deep, but Hazard has to be the biggest flop Real Madrid have signed. Sliding. True. He'd have to cut his wages, man. That's the thing. Where does Hazard go? Because you barely played. You got bare injuries. Everyone knows you're a quality player, but for everything included, it's a big risk. Akanji to Grealish. Grealish has to get his body there. Does do that. Got Wan-Bissaka and Bruno chasing him. Goes home to Akanji. Akanji into Gundogan. That's a good knock. Has Haaland. doesn't want to play it into Haaland. It's getting to that time just to be sensible. Grealish and City's game management second to none. That's a ball from Grealish to Gundogan. Where's the options? Gundogan squared. Has Foden hit that over? I think Luke Shaw's actually defended incredibly well on the fullback. That's great play. Foden adds the sucker punch if that isn't the case. At least someone's been switched on for Man United. Luke Shaw, maybe I'm giving too much credit. No, I think that, no, Luke Shaw's done very well there. If he doesn't, the sub Foden has a tap in, it's done. Grealish coming up. Okay, he's going like that, so that's 5. Grealish will milk this and make sure he gets an applause from everyone. Speaking of applause, for everybody tuned in, whether on Twitch or YouTube, regardless of the result, the teams we support, it's fantastic to watch football day in, day out, sometimes week in, week out with you lot. Shout out to you lot that are here across Twitch and YouTube. Everyone that was obviously here for Roma Sevilla, and everyone that will be here for West Ham Fiorentina, and obviously you got the big one, City versus Inter, where City probably win the champs. Rodri, all clattered by Wan-Bissaka. Really? Who is that foul to? Man United or City? Thought play could have went on. Finished them off City. Hazard's downfall has been heartbreaking. At his best, one of the players I've watched in recent years. One of the best players I've watched in recent years. Quality player, man. We're into the added on 90. No one does dramatics like United. I do think there's one more goal in this, man. I'm not going to lie. I don't even care if City concede or not, but it does feel like United are banging on the door. And if I was a City fan, I might be a bit nervous at how the game's kind of ended. Garnacho, good touch from him. Luke Shaw, Fred puts it in. It's headed out by Haaland, I believe. Gundogan. Rodri, anywhere will do. Foden will give chase. You got to ask a bit more of a question there, Foden. Lovely touch by Foden. Bullied off it by Bruno, really. Foden giving chase. That's a late one on Shaw. And to be honest, that eats up a lot more time. Pep going 5 at the back. One thing I like, Pep has humility at times, you know. Oh, United are getting forward quite a lot, and although they're not doing anything with it, they're in the final third, 5 at the back. And in other words, Barca come from 2 goals down to beat Wolfsburg in the Women's Champions League final. Congrats to Barca. At least Arsenal, we went out to eventual finalists. Beckham looks vexed, but it might not be done yet. Garnacho. Swinged in by Shaw. Oh, McTominay. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. It's gone over. Oh, my. I thought there was the dramatics there. McTominay fighting to keep that on the line. Oh. It's moments like that that make football what it is. There's 4 minutes of added on time. It's put into the box by Shaw. Lovely delivery. It's hit, come off McTominay. Varane's half kept it alive. It's just floating in a dangerous area. Unfortunately for City and unfortunately for Man United, it's gone over. It will be a corner. It does feel like the extra time is on the agenda, man. Like Bruno's boots. Are they the R9 remakes or maybe they look different? Treble and three-peat, United's legacy is gone. United's legacy will never be gone because they've done it before, but the social media football fan or the conversation in the barbers would be like that. We're into Fergie time. Pep on his knees, as you can see. Ball in by Bruno. Not the best of deliveries. Shaw has to bring it down. He'll keep it alive. Kyle Walker got out early to him. Good bit of trickery from Shaw. Finds Garnacho. And it looks like they'll keep him in. That's a good ball back into Garnacho. Young Garnacho, terrible. First bit of terrible play from him. It's overhit. Casemiro fighting to keep it on. Can't keep it on. But it's a chance for United to keep City deep in their own half. Saliba blood. Game management needed from City. Yep. What actually? Let's see that replay. It's kind of gone over the bar and then fizzled back down. Like, it's crazy. It hit the bar better yet, and it was going to drop back down. Rodri fighting. McTominay just headed the follow-up over. Crazy. Heart and mouth moment there. If you haven't smashed the like button on YouTube, please do such. Appreciative to you lot on Twitch as well. Make sure you're following that. Into the last 50-odd seconds, people. Kyle Walker down. Brilliant from Rodri and the keeper, and it's that as well. These are the fine margins, you know. And City are never going to get praised for this because this sort of thing is not sexy in football. But you need to love doing that as much as you love the goals and things. And for Man United and obviously my club Arsenal, which what you're seeing now is what I said. The things we need to do to get to the next level is what needs to improve. Simple as that. Wait. Bruno, I mean, Gundogan, if you're dumb enough to want to sign for Arsenal and not go to Barca or stay at City, it's like link us, man. 6 centre-backs on the field for City at the moment. Bro, if it gets you the trophy, that's all that matters. Kyle Walker is coming off. Laporte will be coming on. Probably his last FA Cup final for City. So who's shifting over to right back? Stones? Surely. No, better yet, Akanji and that shuffling across. Stones and Akanji and Rodri will just sort that out. DG, why didn't you ever consider a career in commentary? Ain't this it? I would love to. Anything, man. Anything. Someone needs to bust me. Commentaries guy, anything, everything, bro. Anything. Foden, this guy is ridiculous, man. Just born to play football. Sends Haaland's pace up against Varane. Again, game management. He recognizes corner flag time. He's waiting for Fred to foul him. Kicks it off Varane, earns a corner. Great play from him. You cool game as well. Appreciate that. Why not, man? Had that. I've tried. Reached out to friends and that. Not much I could do. As much as I don't really like Lukaku, him on loan for a seat. Nah. I'd rather Tammy Abraham, man. I know that sounds mad because Lukaku, for me, is going to score more goals in this Arsenal system. But nah, general play, not enough. Pressing, not enough. Too sometimes this. You're going to do the Chelsea thing where you start crying, you know, you start giving interviews, start talking about Inter's my home and that. I don't hear none of that, man. And surely it should be done. It's over 5. Like, we're over the time. Okay, take the yellow card, lad. No rush to take this. And you're about to see the stadium erupt. Your Kanji throwing. Ref, how long? We playing on to United score. I know Ferguson's there, but come on. Casemiro headed out. Bruno just lumps it, and that's actually turned to a decent. No, I lied. The Kanji's found his goalie. Wonder if the goalie will take another yellow. Is in no rush to pick it up. That's that. Jubilation from Manchester City. Despair on the faces of the Man United players. Manchester City have won this FA Cup final 2-1, and that's the second trophy of the season in the bag. I think for United, they can be proud of their season. Obviously, you know, they've got to an FA Cup final. Didn't give a great account of themselves in the Europa League, but got relatively far. Got Champions League football. Clearly, you know, I think from a player's point of view for Man United, there'll be too many regrets. I didn't see too many players that wanted to die on that football pitch, which is unheard of for Manchester United. Their finishing weren't really good enough. Their creativity weren't really good enough. The defending for those 2 goals, while they were fantastic by Gundogan, was absolutely shocking for a final. Not really any questions in midfield. I do think there was times where they were up for it. Ultimately not. I think on another day, City could have created more clear-cut chances and been a lot more clinical. Yeah, man, I think they defended well. I think they showed a willingness for the ugly parts of the game. Ultimately, they finished the game well, and they deserved their FA Cup, really. And that's the second trophy in the bag. They've got a Champions League final to worry about against Inter Milan. And, you know, potentially, well, they've completed a 3-peat. They're on course to win a treble, having beat the team that's previously known for a treble. United had a chance to stop that. And it even looks like muted celebrations from the City players. Really, like, they're jumping up and down and that. But, yeah, not Pep, though. Pep's going mad. Hey, man, you don't break Haaland's legs, bro. He literally just jumped on Haaland and pulled him down. You're going to need him midweek. If looks could kill, everybody's dead with Ten Hag. Heisenberg going mad. And what I would say, everyone would have regrets. And from a managerial point of view, where Ten Hag's concerned, you're going to have to replace De Gea. You're going to have to change the attitudes towards the club defending. Obviously, there's not too much you could do, but the gamble with the front, you know, Eriksen was quite toothless. The gambling with going long all the time to Rashford and Cole, it's not going to work. It's not really a game plan of theirs. So collectively, it just went wrong, didn't it? There were times to build towards the end of the game, as you could hear on my comments. Honestly, I thought United were going to snatch a late equaliser. But yeah, man. Yeah, he did it. So yeah, Gabe, that. It's unfortunate, man. Community Shield, here we come. DJ on Sky commentary for the North London Derby. I'll be there no matter what. One day, man. Yeah, I could imagine you and Gary Neville getting at it, or Curtis Shaw. I end up beating Gary Neville up, man. Because I know he don't believe half the was he talks. So yeah, man. It's over, man. It's over, man. Boy, I feel a bit sorry for Man United, the club, and the players, not the fans. But yeah, man. Because it's hard to go back in time. You're gonna have one too many regrets. One too many regrets. That's that. That is absolutely that. Boy. It's gotta hurt, man. It's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt. But it is what it is. They've just got to use this to fuel them for next season. The FA Cup. Well, we should be in this final. We play City in the Community Shield. Where's Rance when you need him? Why isn't Rance streaming? It's like he must be at the game or something. Calvin Phillips is scumbagging trophies. I have to respect it. Trust. Wait. Pep is a madman. Why is he crying? I love it though, man. When you're, because you're winning stuff with your brothers and family, you're striving with them. Grealish, boy from Brum, winning stuff. I mean, if I'm Andy Cole, I'm shameless. I swear he played for City as well towards the end of his career. Might as well just jump and start doing his crypting. I must admit though, they even beating up Cole Palmer. Pep is a madman. The man's just crying. I respect it. He must be licked. I must admit, I don't know why this wasn't played closer for these. As much as Wembley's and London's the capital and things, this could have been played like somewhere more friendly for these fans. Hope everyone gets home safely and that. Starting to get vexed at City winning all these cups. Bro, jealousy and envy, I can't blame anyone. Rant streaming on YouTube. What, on his own channel? Wow. Why not? When I think of... Bro, fair enough. Well, yeah, head over to YouTube and that. All right. It's crazy. Man City fan base around the world is still poor. I just think they got locals. Nah, Man City are getting bare fans now, man. How much Arsenal fans snaked it. So, yeah, man. That's the end of that, though, people. The 2023 FA Cup winners are Manchester City. They'll play Super Mikel Arteta in the Community Shield. And Man United, well, Man City have already achieved greatness, but they're on the verge of something special with that treble. All hopes rely on Inter Milan. Arsenal couldn't do it. United couldn't do it. History is being made. If I was Pep, I can't lie, I might just walk away if I did the treble thing. So, yeah, man. With that being said, you lot stay blessed, stay safe. Pep is the greatest. It is what it is. Nah, the fans that I know deserve it. United fans who don't talk nonsense is calm. But on that note, stay blessed, stay safe. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Follow on Twitch. And I'll be back before you know it, man. One love to all of you lot tuned in. Couldn't have done it without you lot. You lot make watching football that much better. Shout out to you lot around the world. Everybody stay blessed, stay safe, stay in great health. Enjoy what's left of your Saturday/weekend. And we'll link up again soon, man.
There's always just that active red light defending. I think it's like there's always just that active red light defending. I think it's like